Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live. Welcome to the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Who's excited to be here? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's 2 p.m. and we are live. The Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026 is live. Yay! I'm excited. This is our annual event. This workshop holds just once every year. So after this, you get ready again. You see us next in 2027. So we are here to make the most of this opportunity. This is our midpoint event where we host it so that people are able to just pause and reflect and then recalibrate and reposition themselves for better outcomes in the second half of 2026. Thank you again for being here. We'll just give a few minutes. Let's have more people joining on the call and then we'll get this event started. I'm excited to be here. If you're here, you can see me and you can hear me. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how excited you are, because we are in for an upgrade. Every year, this event it brings new dimensions, and every year we are raising the bar. And this year, I tell you, we've raised that bar even higher. We have raised it even further, and I'm glad that you get to be a part of this event. I want you to be here, stay engaged. Take this as your investment into your own life and future, because let me tell you that every one of us, each and every one of us, we need an upgrade. It doesn't matter where you are. Have you ever heard me say that where you are now cannot be all that there is to you? The things that you are doing now, the position that you're occupying now, what you have in your hands now, who you are now is not all that there is to you. Please hear me. This is your least version ever. And for you to begin to enter into the new realms, the new territories that God has made available for you, guess what? You need an upgrade. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to host you to this year's event. And I promise you that it's going to be everything you imagined and even more. We have lined up amazing professional expert speakers that will just unpack the topics of the day, and everything, all three sessions are geared towards ensuring that you become more empowered. The theme of this year's event is the empowered employee. Too many employees are disempowered, but not anymore. But that means that we must be ready to do something about it. And the first thing that we need to do is to equip ourselves to be empowered. So I'm excited because I'm sure that everyone who will be on this call this afternoon is not going back the same way that they have come. Somebody shout hallelujah. Welcome. I'm excited to be here. So we're going to get right into it. But before I'll come up again, we're going to run a very short clip just to show you, just to welcome you into this session, and then I'll come up to introduce our guests, and then we'll get started from there. Let me see your comments in the comment section. Let me know that you're here, that you are here, and you are expectant, and that you can see me, and that you can hear me, and that you're ready for this session. So give us a few minutes. We'll run a clip welcoming you into the session, and then I'll be back to introduce our first speaker, and then we'll take it from there. Deal? Awesome. Okay, so here goes. And every year, one question remains: how do we position ourselves for better outcomes? That question gave birth to the Let's Upgrade workshop. Since 2024, the Advanced Lounge has created a space where growth-minded people pause at the halfway point of the year to review, reset, and prepare for a stronger second half. The response? Remarkable. In 2025, we raised the bar with the theme, Winning Big with the New Rules, because the world was shifting fast. Industries were changing, career paths were evolving, old playbooks were failing. Winning required new thinking, new strategies, and a new version of ourselves. And now we arrive at 2026 with perhaps the most powerful theme yet, the empowered employee. Because today's employee need more than a paycheck. They need clarity, relevance, adaptability, options, and above all, the confidence to take ownership of their future. The empowered employee knows that true security isn't found in a job title. It's found in the ability to create value, solve problems, learn new skills, and seize new opportunities. This year's workshop will help you future-proof your career, increase your marketplace value, build beyond the present, and take real steps towards greater freedom, purpose, and control. We've assembled seasoned professionals, expert coaches, and accomplished leaders, bringing practical insights and proven strategies you can apply immediately. Because this workshop has never been about motivation alone, it is about transformation. The year is not over. Your best chapters may still lie ahead, but they will require a different level of preparation and action. So whether you're a professional, executive, entrepreneur, or simply someone determined to create a better future, this workshop was built for you. Join us for the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Pause, reflect, reposition, upgrade. Because your future deserves more than wishful thinking, and because you were made for more. Absolutely. You were made for more. You were made for more. One thing you pick from that brief welcome video is that this workshop is not for motivation. I always say that I'm not a motivational speaker. And I don't deal in that space. This is not about motivation. You may be motivated along the way. You may be inspired along the way. But one thing you must understand is that this workshop is about transformation. So you must position yourself as such and get ready, because we are not just speaking words over your head. You must be deliberate and intentional to decide that something has to change. That is the only posture that you can take that will bring you the change that you desire. And so it is with a heart full of joy and so much excitement that I opened this year's workshop, the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. And I'm going to now begin to introduce our first speaker of the evening, of the afternoon. As mentioned in the introduction video, we've assembled skilled professionals, leaders. We have put together people who have the experience, not just to speak grammar to you, but who will use their experiences to drive home the point. And I'm excited because the lineup, the speakers are amazing. I'm ready. I have my pen, I have my paper. I'm going to be taking notes myself. I want to invite you to position yourself. Please stay engaged. Please, let's have energy in the comment section. If you hear anything that resonates with you, please drop it in the comment section. If you have a question, please go ahead and drop in the comment question. We're going to be taking note of questions so that the speakers will have a few minutes at the end of their speaking time to be able to address our questions and our concerns. So without much ado, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce the first speaker. We're going to roll his bio, and then immediately after that, he's going to be coming up and we're going to be taking it from there. It gives me so much joy and pleasure to welcome for the very first time to the Let's Upgrade Workshop, Adesukomi Okupe. So we're going to now roll his bio, and then I'll be back to receive him warmly into the session.
Grade Workshop 2026. We are beyond honored to welcome a master business strategist and advisor. Sun Cameo Kyup is the founder and chief executive officer of PSO Consults Ltd, an Abuja-based strategy and advisory firm serving federal agencies, development organizations, and growing businesses across Nigeria and Africa. His career spans more than a decade across the public, private, and development sectors, including service at the Central Bank of Nigeria, advisory to the Federal Inland Revenue Service on a multi-year tax administration roadmap developed alongside PwC and KPMG, strategy and operations work with the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund, and leadership of a national agricultural outgrower program under the National Sugar Master Plan. Across these engagements, he has helped secure funding for institutions, NGOs, and enterprises through investment-grade financial models, strategic plans, and grant proposals. He holds an MA in International Business from Grenoble Graduate School of Business and a BSc Honours in Business Management from Queen Mary University of London. He currently serves as technical advisor to the managing director of the Nigerian Commodity Exchange, building his own firm while serving at the highest levels of Nigeria's public institutions, the very message he brings to the stage. Today, he's taking the first session, early in the journey. This is for the one who is just getting started, under 40, early to mid-career, and still climbing. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be stirred and supercharged. Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Please welcome Sunkanmi Okupe.
Awesome. Please welcome. Join me to welcome, as I fondly refer to him, PSO. PSO, welcome to Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, and I'm so excited to be here as well. Just want to celebrate you for such an amazing initiative. What you're doing here and what you continue to do is actually something very important to the workforce, to a younger generation, because what you're doing is providing us with the necessary orientation and the knowledge to be able to thrive in the workspace and life by far. So I want to say thank you for this initiative. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a privilege to be here as well. So without further ado, I think I can just take it from here, right?
Yes. We'll put up
okay, so we're just going to, all right, so we're just going to go straight to our discussions now. So I'm going to ask a question to our dear audience, for everyone listening in. And I just want you to think critically about what I'm about to ask. I want you to understand that this is not a rhetorical question, but it is a real one. And I just want to go straight to the point. And I want you to genuinely answer this in your head. You don't have to say it out. I want you to be honest and answer this for yourself. Nobody is watching, nobody is listening to what you're saying, but it is between you and yourself. So the question is this: if your job was to end this Friday, today is Friday, the 12th of June, and it was not because of anything you did wrong, there was no scandal, there was no failure on your part, there was no drama. If it just ended just like that, how ready would you be for the rest of your life? How ready would you be? How ready would you move forward? I want you to take time. In fact, maybe I'll not speak for 2-3 seconds so that you think deeply about what I'm saying. If your job was to end now, what are you going to do? How strong would you bounce back? How ready would you move forward? And so if you are really sincerely beginning to think about the answer to this question I asked, and you're honest with yourself, you notice a few things that I've noticed about the workforce, not just related to Nigeria, but even globally, generally speaking. Here's what I've noticed. Number one, most of us have never been asked that question. Think about it. From the time when we were young, we were taught how to get a job. In fact, that was almost the cliche thing. After your university, you graduate, for those in Nigeria, NYSC, next thing you know, get that job. We were taught to study hard, pass well, write a fantastic CV, perform well in an interview. And then once we had the job, we were taught how to keep the job. How do we keep the job? We were taught how to be punctual, to be loyal to our bosses, to not make trouble, to ensure that we don't lose the job. So getting and keeping. And that is literally the script 99% of us were handed, nothing beyond that. And you know, it's quite interesting because almost nobody, not even our parents, not our schools, not our managers in the organization, almost nobody ever sat us down to say, come, John, Henry, Peter, Isabella, come and sit down and said, by the way, this thing you call a job is actually temporary. It's not a permanent thing. It's amazing that we were never ever given that orientation, that the job that we are fighting so hard to keep, to get even, and to keep, it has an ending built into it. Every single one of them does. You know, and this is the truth that runs underneath this motivation of what I'm speaking about today. I want you to write this thing down. If you have your notepad, if you're using your phone or your laptop, and I want you to remember this for the rest of this year. Every employee has an exit date. very, very crucial to note, very, very fundamental to note. I'll say that again. Every employee has an exit date. And when we can begin to get this, it will change our orientation. What we're trying to do today is what we call upgrade. So we'll upgrade our minds and then we can know how to go forward. You see, every employee has an exit date, whether you plan for it or not. It might be retirement, it might be resignation, it might be the restructuring taking place in the organization, something you did not see coming. It might be that you got a better offer, or it may be but that the company has actually packed up and folded in, obviously, in light of these economic recessions. Or it may be that the season of life has changed and is no longer meeting you at the place of your needs. But it's important to know that the form is different for everyone, but the fact is, it is the same for all of us, that the exit is coming. So my question again is that when the exit comes, are you going to arrive at it by accident or by design? And this is what I want to speak about. Are we arriving at that exit by accident or by design? So now, just to talk more about this, there is a difference, a real difference between surviving your job and owning it. And my number one goal sincerely today is that by the time we are done in the next 30, 40 minutes, you will know exactly which of the two you have been doing and exactly how to switch from one to the other. Not someday, or no, this one, we are starting this today. So that by Monday, after this public holiday in Nigeria, by Monday, you know whether you are surviving your job or you know whether you are actually owning it. So let's begin. And let's begin again. Honesty is key here, because right now, everybody now that is in the workforce, you are either in one of the two. There's actually no in between. You're either owning your job or you're actually surviving your job. So let's diagnose it. So let me draw for you two people, and you're going to recognize both of them. You probably work with both of them. And if you're honest and remember, again, honesty will be a useful posture for us here. So let's meet the survivor. Let's call the survivor Mr. Henry, just by way of example. Watch this. So the survivor trades hours for safety. That's the core of it. They show up, they do what is asked of them, they do it reasonably well, and they wait. They wait until Friday, TGIF, they go home, relax, and guess what? At the end of the month, they wait for their salary alerts, they wait for a long weekend, and then obviously they wait for December, Christmas period. Now, picture the survivor on Monday morning. The alarm goes off, and the first feeling is wait, that W-E-I-G-H-T, that burden. They count the hours until they leave before they have even arrived. So they're already coming to work like, oh my God, what am I about to get into? At work, they do everything that is in front of them. There's nothing wrong with their work, or don't get me wrong, it's competent. But the moment is done, the moment the job is done, their mind is already on the close of business. They measure the whole job by what it cost them, the traffic it cost, the energy it cost, the Sunday night dread that it cost, and the difficult manager, the stress. That's how they measure the job. And here, the quiet tragedy of the survivor of Mr. Henry. I hope nobody is called Mr. Henry on the platform, because I'm not referring to you. The quiet tragedy of the survivor is that they are always waiting to be developed. They are always waiting to be developed, always waiting to be noticed, waiting for them to be sent on training, waiting to be promoted, waiting for someone somewhere to recognize them, waiting, maybe go to church and pray, go to the mosque and pray, and waiting for some miracle. And the unfortunate thing about this survival is that their growth is always connected to somebody else's responsibility and never their own. And this is what I want to deal with here today. And so, unfortunately, the things that they are waiting for, it actually doesn't come. It doesn't come. And when it doesn't come, when the promotion doesn't come, the recognition does not come, the increase does not come, guess what? They begin to blame the system, blame government, blame the private institution. They say that the system has failed them. No, and this is what we want to correct today. So to the survival, the salary, the pay slip is the whole point of what they are doing. It's the reason that they are there. It is their reward. It is the full return of their deal. And their job is simply to go to convert their hours into money. Nothing more is expected. Nothing more is received. But I want us to talk about the owner. Let's call the owner. Let's give a name for the owner. Can we give him Mr. Joseph now? So Mr. Joseph now, watch this. He goes to the same environment, the same workspace. So he sits at the same desk. He might even earn the same salary, at least to begin with. From the outside on paper, both of them look identical. Joseph and Henry, they look very similar, wearing probably the same type of suits, the same briefcase. But guess what? On the inside, they have a completely different relationship with the work. And what is the difference that changes everything that happens to them over the next 10 years? The owner does not trade hours for safety. No. They trade work for returns. Every task they do, they are quietly asking a second question underneath. And this is the question: how do I get this done? What is this building in me? If we can just get this thing I'm saying now, it will fundamentally change our paradigm. This assignment they gave me, no matter how small or how complex, how easy, what is it actually building in me? Look at the questions they're asking themselves. What am I learning here that I get to keep forever? This is the owner, not the survivor. Who am I meeting? They have realized that coming into workspace gives you access to relationships, access to network. Who am I meeting? What am I becoming? This is what an owner is asking themselves. You know, it's amazing that to be an owner, you don't have to have your business registered, you have 10 staffs, and you have your building. No, it starts from the mind. Every owner, every successful entrepreneur, every successful wealthy person, they became successful first here before they became successful in the works of their hands. Are you with me? So they are asking, what am I becoming? So now I want you to picture Mr. Joseph now on a Monday morning. Now, they don't exactly like traffic. For those that maybe live in Maraba, in Lugbe, Yanya, you know, coming from traffic, you know, Nigeria, he has a way to just deal with everybody. But guess what? Their frame is different. They walk in seeing that the office as a place that is right now. They see the office as building their future on someone else's budget. Let me say that again. They see their current job while the survivor is complaining about their boss. I hate my boss is wicked, I hate my job, they are paying me low salary, they don't appreciate me. Guess what the owner person is saying? The owner mindset is saying, I am building my future on somebody else's budget. If we can get this second thing I'm saying, it changes our paradigm. So the training they go for, they often arrange it themselves. They're not waiting for somebody to sponsor them. They are going online, Google, they are checking YouTube to self-train themselves. The skills they want, they extract it from the work, whether or not anybody teaches them. They are not reactive, they are proactive. They are not waiting for something to happen. They are making things happen. They don't, this is key, they don't wait to be developed. They don't wait to be developed. They develop themselves. In plain sight, they are using their job as a gym. They are literally using their job as a gymnasium. And to the owner, guess what? The pay slip, the salary that comes at the end of the month is not the ceiling. No, sir. The pay slip is the floor. They are ambitious. They are thinking far. How much are you paying me? What is 150,000 naira? What is 300,000 naira? In fact, what is 1 million naira compared to what I'm carrying on my inside, compared to the value I can provide to society? So for them, the salary that comes at the end of the month is the floor. It's not the ceiling. They're not even looking forward to it per se. It is the minimum the job pays them. And on top of it, guess what they are seeing? They are collecting skill, they are collecting reputation, they are collecting relationships. And guess what? This for them is what their real salary is. So while you're collecting your 250K a month and you're complaining, and as a survivor, nothing is happening. 5 years, somebody comes back and meets you the same place they left you 5 years ago. For an owner, beyond the 250, they are collecting network. They are intentional about building relationships, building access, they are collecting reputation for their integrity, for doing the work competently. They are collecting skill sets that can never be taken away. So this is for them. They are being paid twice. Number one, monetary, but number two, in value. So the job to the owner isn't a place they go, it is a platform they use. I really hope you are getting what I'm saying. It is a platform they use. It's a platform that they use to rise. It goes beyond the job. It is a platform. Now, I need us to be very clear about something, because this is exactly where people take the wrong message and run in the wrong direction. Being an owner does not mean you are disloyal. It doesn't mean you are disrespectful to your boss. You're just bidding your time. You don't regard anybody. No. It does not mean that you are secretly plotting your escape while you're doing a lazy job. No. It does not mean that the company is your enemy and you just want to use them to just, after using them without bounds. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm describing. And if that's what you hear today, then you have actually heard the opposite of what I'm saying. But here's the truth that surprises people. The owner is almost always the best employee in the building. That is such a mystery. The owner mindset is usually the person that is the most faithful person. I want you to think about why. You see, when you genuinely believe that your job is building you, your skills, your name, and your future, when you believe that your job is building your skills, your name, and your future, guess what? You bring more into it, not less. You push yourself more. You show sharper. You care about the quality of your delivery, because quality has your name on it, because you understand. Thank you for helping me with the slides. When I get passionate with talking, I'm like one-way traffic. So you understand that this thing, integrity is a currency, reputation is a currency, relationship is a currency. So why will I be mediocre? Why will I do rubbish and then people look down on me? What if it's one client that sees me that in 3 years' time, because he or she was so marveled at my work, that they now recommended me for something else? This is why people miss things, though. This is why people miss seasons of opportunities. Not because they are not good people, but because they lack the principles that matter. So you see now, that an owner mindset is a person that will go the extra mile. They care about quality. They solve problems nobody assigned them to do. You know why? Because as an owner, you are thinking like someone who owns the outcome. The empowered employee, this is what we're talking about today. The empowered employee thrives on the job and builds for what's next at the same time. And those two things, they are not fighting each other. No, they are not contradicting each other. They're actually feeding each other. So that is the entire secret of this conversation we're having, that your growth and your employer's success is not a tug of war. Done right, and they will actually pull towards the same direction. Hope we're getting it so far. So what we are really talking about here is the difference between two words that sound similar but they mean completely different things. The difference between being employed and being empowered. I want to ask you another question, and I want you to answer it sincerely. From everything I've said so far, I've not finished yet, but for everything I've said so far, answer this question: am I employed or am I empowered? Please be honest. And the truth about it is that if you're honest and your own verdict is employed, guess what? This is the reason why we are doing this kind of sessions and programs, so that by Monday, over the weekend, we can have a mental recalibration, so that you don't go to your job as an employee because you have an exit date. You go to your job empowered. You know why? Because being employed is a status. It is a fact. It is printed on your business card, your ID card. It's confirmed in your bank statement. Let me tell you the sad truth. Anybody can be employed. But you see, being empowered is something else entirely. And being empowered is a posture. It's a realm, it's an aura. It is how you stand inside the status of being employed. You see, you can be employed and be completely powerless and be at the mercy of every decision that is made above your head. Please hear that again. You can be employed and be completely powerless. You see, or you can be employed and genuinely powerful. You are building, you are growing, you are compounding with options quietly accumulating in your back pocket. The same job title, the same employer, but the stance is entirely different. And the stance is a choice. It's available to you today. It's available to you on Monday morning for free, no permission required. So the obvious question now, with all I've been saying, is how? How do you actually make that switch from being a survivor to being an owner, from employed to empowered? It can't be just by a feeling that you live here and you lose by Tuesday. You know, many of us, and thank you, Tracy, for making it clear that today is not about being motivational speakers or motivators. No, because you see, motivation is like a balloon. It will blow like this, blow like this. One insult from your boss on Tuesday or Wednesday will just deflate everything. Bam. One bill that you have to pay that takes your account to -500 will just deflate you. So it's not to motivate you, but to give you principles that you can hold, that can genuinely build you and ensure that you have a successful life. So again, how do you make the switch? It's not by feeling, but it's something that you can do. So I'm going to give you 3 moves. There's a framework I'm going to give you. It's called the OWN framework. It is one framework, 3 letters. It's simple enough that you still remember it next month and you can cram it for the rest of your life. 3 letters is called OWN. O means operate like an asset. I'm going to talk about this in deep dive. Don't worry about that. Let me just list it for now. W means widen your capital. And N means name your exit. I'm so passionate about this N because I want all of us here to be able to decide when you are going to, let me not use a word that will now cause issue, but let me use, for lack of a better word, when you go to sack your boss. You must be able to define it. For those that are owners and know what they are doing, you can say in exactly 4 years' time, this is when I'm leaving. So I'm good. So this is the framework we're using. This is the map, and I'm going to walk us through it one letter at a time. So let's start with letter O. Operate like an asset. This is the biggest mindset move you can make in this entire conversation. Let me tell you the truth, my brothers and my sisters, that most people work their entire lives without ever realizing that your organization does not actually pay you for your time. I know it feels like it does because you're doing 9 to 5. Sometimes you stay longer and there's resumption time and there's clocking in, clocking out. There's a register. For some in more proper organizations, there's a biometric scanner, and stuff like that. So I know it feels like they are paying you for your time, but let me share the truth. They're not paying you for your time. No business on earth actually wants your time. Let me tell you what every business wants. The only thing that is really buying is the value your time produces. Remember this statement. The only thing an organization is actually buying and paying for is the value your time produces. Time is just a container that they can see and measure. Value is the thing they are actually paying for. Please hear me. And this is why when organizations hit the fan, guess what? They know how to lay off people and they know who to keep, because it was never about time. It was about value. And this is the great divide. A survivor sells time, but an owner sells value. Let me bring it home again. Mr. Henry is selling his time. Mr. Joseph is selling his value. And here's the thing. Time and value, they are priced completely differently, and they are priced in completely different markets. Time is cheap because every single person on earth, the rich, the poor, the old, the young, has the same 24 hours, and it's easy to compare. But you see, value, my goodness, value is expensive. Why? Because value is rare. It is hard to replace. The moment you start selling your value instead of time, you stop competing with everyone who can merely show up, and very few people can replace you. I don't know. I don't always want to give physical examples, but in this place I joined recently, as announced on the video. I've been there for about 3-4 months. There are people that have been there for about 10 years, right? They have been there for about 10 plus years. But I can tell you that the value that I've sold in the last 3 months has made me almost indispensable. So I will work in meetings at the highest level that is even beyond why I was called in. And you have people that were there for 20 years. Maybe because they were there for 20 years, they have risen to the level of director, because Nigeria has a way to honor time, especially via the civil service. But when it comes to meetings that matter, when it comes to decisions that matter, it's not those ones that they are calling. It's the people that contribute value. So I want you to mentally separate the difference between time and value, because once you start selling value instead of time, you stop competing with everybody. Let me put it as plainly as I can put it. An attendance figure is someone whose absence will be noticed by the HR. But an asset is someone whose absence will be felt by the business. Again, let me ask you another question. If you are to leave this organization today, would they notice your absence? Would they feel your loss? I want you to feel the difference in that. One is missed on the spreadsheet because the name didn't clock in, but the other is missed in the meeting. Why? Because the boss, the CEO is saying, we cannot make decisions without them. Where are they? They are looking for you. One is on the register, but the other is on the room where real decisions get made. And your job, your real underlying job, regardless of your job title, is to move yourself out of the register and to enter into the room. That must be your goal, my brothers, my sisters, is to leave the register table and actually enter into the room. So let me give some practical moves, because we must make all of these things very practical, because so that you can apply it. I want people to be able to say, I didn't just learn nice English and words. I've taken home things that I can actually apply in my workspace on Monday. So how do you do that now? How do you operate like an asset rather than an attendance figure? Let me give you 3 practical things you can actually act on. Number 1, I want you to pick what you want to become known for. It's very simple. You know the degree you studied, you know what you have done, you know, hold on. You know what your interest is, you know what comes easy for you. Pick one thing, not 5 things, not 3 things. I know that in this day and time, we do what they call hustling, jack of all trades, multiples of income, and it's good to make multiples of income. But I'll tell you the truth, every great person you see, there was that one thing they did, then they diversified. Also, I've not even mastered the one thing, no, we're now diversifying. This is why we are shallow. This is why our value is diluted, because we have not mastered one. So pick one thing you want to be known for. And let me tell you what happens here. Most people try to be vague. Vaguely, they want to be, like I said, not ambiguous. They want to be vaguely useful at everything, so that and guess what happens? They end up being indispensable and nothing. Don't do that. Specialize right now. I agree with diversification, but please check the numbers, check the books, check historical evidence. 99% of great people you see, there was the one thing they started with, and then after they were established, they now diversified. So don't be jack of all trades and then be irreplaceable at nothing. Don't do that. Choose one thing, choose one skill, one type of problem, one outcome that the business genuinely needs, that your organization needs, and become undeniably, visibly excellent at it. Start from there. Be the one that they think of the moment that problem appears. Reputation doesn't reward the well-rounded. Reputation rewards the person that is known for something. Please remember that. Number 2. So number 1, pick that one skill. Please write this down if you're not doing so already. Number 2, make your value legible. I want to really emphasize this, because a lot of us, we are very, what's the word now? I'll get into that after. I want to talk to my quiet, excellent people for a moment, because okay, let me start with this. In Nigeria, we have this culture of I don't want to show myself before they say I'm overdoing, and many of us, we end up defeating ourselves. We don't give ourselves the chance to prosper. We are so timid. Maybe I don't know whether because they insulted us in primary school, and people look down on us, so we have a very low self-esteem. And so even us that you are qualified, I know how I know this. Part of the things I do is HR. So I do HR structure for organizations. I help get workers for people that managers, CEOs in organizations. And one thing I've sadly seen, you see somebody on their CV, they are so qualified. They have all the right competencies, qualifications, data, but to talk, tell me about yourself, they are mumbling. They can't clearly communicate their value. Their timidity gets down. I've seen many sad situations where, especially when I have to do the interview, not by myself, but with the boss of the company, the boss will look beyond the person with the A star, with the first class, with the CV, and go to the person that is more endearing, more impressionable, more amiable, more confident. We don't know how to make our value legible. So please, my introverts that are excellent, that you have high skill sets, I'm talking to you for this moment now, because there are many of you, and sincerely, there are many of you that you are brilliant in what you do. You are fantastic in what you do, and you are excellent in what you do, but you don't make it visible. And it's a big mistake. You genuinely believe, not sincerely, that if you just do brilliant work, someone else will notice it and reward it. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you may be lucky and people may notice your work, but let me tell you the truth, in this society, oftentimes people don't. Not because people are wicked, but because they are busy. Have you seen the timings of a CEO, their work time, their schedule? You do 9 to 5. They are doing 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sometimes, was it just yesterday? I think I left my office by 8:30 p.m. I was there in the morning, and you think I went to go home, but no, I went to another meeting. By the time I got home was like by 11 o'clock. So imagine someone is a CEO. You think they're going to notice what you do because you do work well? No, sir. Most of the times they don't. And it's not because of any prejudice or anything. So you owe it to yourself to make it your value legible. Keep a record of all your wins. Keep a record of all your competency. Keep a record of all your results. It's not to boast, but to be ready. Please hear me. Don't let this. There's a voice that used to whisper to us that say, oh, you're proud, you're arrogant. It's an African curse. It's an African negative mindset. That's not how the world operates. See, the world is governed by two things: what your value and people that know your value. If you're not valuable, you can't prosper. But number two side of the equation, because I've seen people that are extremely valuable, but when nobody knows your value, you can also not prosper. So your value and then the people that know your value is what determines how well you rise. So please, I want us to have a change of this mindset. I want us to have a change of this thing. You keep your record of your work to be ready, because you see the conversation about who matters in the organization and who gets promoted and who survives the courts, the conversation will happen. And it usually happens in a room that you're not in. Have you ever heard that phrase where that they say that when they're talking about you, you're not there to defend yourselves, where your legs cannot get to? So you see, you must make sure that the evidence of your value is already sitting on that table before you walk in. And then number three, I want you to solve problems that are above your pay grade. One of the things that breaks my heart is this mediocre, average mindset, mediocrity. Just do what you are told and go. No, 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 no. You must fight that thought process. You must push yourself. Let me say you something. Here's the fastest way I know to be treated as a senior person, even though your title may be junior. Start thinking about the problems that are keeping senior people awake, that are keeping your bosses awake. And you know the beautiful thing, you don't need permission to think. Think. My brother, think. My sister, think. When you bring thinking to a problem, your boss's boss actually cares about. Once you bring thinking to a problem that your oga's oga cares about, guess what? You stop being a staff, and in their mind, you start being a talent. And talent, one thing about talent, talent gets rewarded. But number two, talent gets pulled up always, every single time. So I want you to have this in mind. I want you to think about this. I don't rush this thought process. Just take it as I'm saying it. And here's why all of this, operating like an asset, is the foundation for everything else. Your job is your first investment. Believe you me. Your job is your first investment. I want you to really hear what I'm saying. Before you ever buy a plot of land, before you ever start your side hustle, or we call it side business, yeah? Before you buy shares, invest in crypto, all of these things, passive income, the very first asset, please hear me again, owners, future owners, the very first asset you have to grow, the one that will fund every other thing, is you at work. It is you at work. It is your performance in your current job that is the seed capital for your entire future. And the return on that investment is not just the salary at the end of the month. God forbid, that's the smallest part of it. The real return is the skill you are accumulating, the reputation you are earning, the network you are building, and the financial runway that buys the choices you make later. Please begin to operate as an asset, and the job will quietly start paying you a currency that is far valuable than Naira, something that is far worth more than any money, worth more than any bonus, worth more than any 11th month salary, or what they call it, 13th month salary. It will start paying you what? Options. Okay, the second one, W. I'm going to be a bit fast because I just checked the time and we must keep to time. It's a professional seminar. Number W, widen your capital. This is the second thing I want to talk about. Widen your capital. Here's a question that quietly changes how you see your whole career. What are you actually earning at work? What are you actually earning at work? Most people thinking about it, the answer is money that I'm earning. Is money, is salary? No, and they are not wrong, because they are seeing maybe a quarter of the picture. But you are earning, or you could be earning 4 different kinds of capital at the same time, and only one of them ever shows up in your bank account. You see, the survivor, out of 4 possible salaries you will earn, a survivor, what's his name again? Henry only earns 1, but Joseph collects all 4. Can I show them to you very quickly? What are the 4 things you earn apart from, the 3 other things you earn apart from salary? The first thing you earn every month end is your skill capital, what you can do. And here's the thing I want to say. Every task you are given at work is secretly a free lesson someone else is paying you to attend. Let me tell you one secret. When they ask me, can I do something? I never say no. Not because I'm a liar. I'm not talking about those ones that they'll tell you, you call and what's the one now? You call someone, can you fix AC? Meanwhile, they are carpenters. They say they can fix AC, and they will not use it for trial and error. I'm not talking about that. If you give me something that is beyond me, guess what? I'll say, sorry, okay, sir, let me get back to you on this. I think I can do it. Guess what? Internet is free for everybody. I will research. I will study every assignment they have given me. And this is why I enjoy consultancy business, because every consultancy gig that I've had has actually improved my skill sets. And I've seen something about life that the bigger your skill sets, the bigger your earnings. Is unbelievable, but it's a law of life. The bigger your value, the bigger your earnings. So please, I want you to expand it. I want you to expand it. You are acquiring capabilities that you get to keep for the rest of your life. Long after your job is in line, you get to keep these competencies after. The survivor just does the task because it just does the task and hands the task in. But you see, an owner mindset does the task, extract the skill from the task, and walks away richer in a way that no 200K salary will ever capture, no 100K salary will ever capture. And the second thing here that you earn, please pay attention to this one, is your network capital. Who you know is just as important, who knows what you are capable of. Your job puts you in rooms, whether physical or virtual, with people that it might take sometimes 50 years to reach, sometimes 20 years to reach. And this is why one thing I want to say, by the way, honor all men. You don't know who is who. Smile, learn social skills, learn communication skills, learn to be relatable, learn these things. Sometimes you may be the most skilled person, but your demeanor will put somebody off before they can ever ask you what you do. So the survival treats people as traffic. Oh, this place is coming to stress me. But the owner treats people as relationships to build carefully and genuinely, knowing that the network you build inside the job is one of the few assets that walk out of the door with you when the job ends. Your title stays behind though, but your relationships, they come with you. I love that. Your relationships always come with you. Your title may go, but relationship comes to you. The third thing, I've spoken about this before, so I'll be very fast about this, is your reputational capital. That is your brand. Please don't see yourself as a worker in Sterling Bank or as a worker in Jaiz. Your reputation is your capital. Your brand is your capital. Please don't look at the word brand as a social media thing. No, your brand is simply the story people tell about you when you're not there. Chikena is as simple as that. Oh, give it to her. She always delivers. If he shows up this time, are you sure he's going to come on time? That is somebody's negative brand. You are building one of those reputations every single day, whether you are paying attention or not. Are you sure Henry is going to show up on time? The meeting is by 9 a.m. Why? What Henry does not know, there's already a brand that is being formed. The only question is whether you are building your brand on purpose intentionally. The owner manages reputation deliberately because they know that the thing that arrives in the room before them, what opens doors for people, is their brand. Please spend more time developing your brand. How do you develop your brand? Integrity, excellence, punctuality, meeting up, not giving excuses, relationship, access. And the fourth thing, the one that most people neglect, is the financial runway. I want to be very practical with us. Savings. It's important to work on your savings. This is the fourth thing. You see, how do I put this now? I'm also looking at time. You cannot be living. They say don't live above your means. Let me correct it. Don't even live on your means. True financial giants, they live half of their means. You see, if your job is not giving you something to put aside every month, then it may mean that we may have a false impression of where we should be in life. How do I put it now? And I have to be very careful because I know that it's Nigeria. If I'm earning 200K or 100K a month, then with all due respect, I should not be expected to be going to the place to eat or to be going to Chicken Republic to eat. I will go to Mama Puts and eat. I will not say because my colleagues are eating there and I can afford it. You can afford it, but can you afford your finances? Can you afford your savings? Is the question you must ask. So please, you must have this mindset that the fourth thing you earn is your savings. And once you can begin to save, then you now begin to know how to invest and everything. So as we just begin to round up, let's go to N right now. Finally, N, name your exits. This is the final thing. I just indulge to have 3 or 4 more minutes just to touch on this, and then I call it a day for my own session. I want to take us all the way back to where we started this afternoon. Every employee has an exit date. We agreed on that, right? True. Now, I want to ask you a harder version of that opening question. It is the one thing to know when the exit is coming. Here's the real question. Do you know your exit? And I don't just mean the dates that you might one day push them, that no, I don't just mean that the date that they may just one day push you out. No, I'm talking about the exit that happens to you. I mean the date that you are quietly, deliberately building towards, the one that is yours. Here's the distinction that changes life. The survivor drifts towards an exit. It arrives to them, usually at the worst possible moment, usually with no plan, no savings, no next steps. They restructure, but you see, the owner does the opposite. The owner names the exit, puts a rough date on it, funds it quietly, month by month, builds towards it deliberately, all the while showing up fully and thriving in the role that they are doing right now. Not because they are unhappy, not because they are ungrateful, but because they are wise enough to know that the job will not last forever. And they are brave enough to decide what comes after it on their terms. It is not decided for them, they make the decisions themselves. Let me be very clear about what naming your exit is not, because I don't want anyone walking out of here and doing something foolish on Monday and blaming me. No, please. I mean, let me issue my disclaimer now. Naming your exit is not handing in your resignation tomorrow morning. Please be wise. It's not abandoning a steady income on the strength of a feeling of motivation. No, it is not recklessly dressed up, being recklessly dressed up as you know how we make reckless decisions. We call it courage. No, it is not ingratitude towards people that are currently paying your salary. No, in fact, it is the opposite of recklessness. Naming your exit is the most responsible thing an employee can do for themselves, and even more so for the people that depend on them. Because here's the hard truth: hope is not a retirement plan. That's the truth about it, my brothers, my sisters. A monthly paycheck is not a strategy. It will work out. So, you know, this thing, Sarah, it's somewhere to work out. It's not a plan you would have said. No. It's not something you should work on. The exit is coming for everyone. Wisdom is simply choosing to meet it on purpose with something built and waiting, instead of being caught flat-footed and afraid. Again, here's the difference between two phrases as I begin to round up. A job is something you have, it's given to you, and it can be taken from you. A life is something you build deliberately, patiently, brick by brick on your own foundation. And here's the part most people miss. You build the life while you still have the job, not after, not instead. Used the way an owner uses it, is precisely the thing that funds your life, the quality of life that you want. They were never enemies. One is a scaffolding for the other. Your job is the scaffolding for the great building that your life is going to be. Now, I made you a promise at the start that I was not here to motivate you, and also as Tracy said it, and I meant it, because motivation without action is just entertainment. It feels wonderful in the room, and then it's gone later. So so I'm going to give you something to actually do, and please do this. It will help you. One small move for each letter of OWN, and I've kept them deliberately small because I don't want you to be overwhelmed. You know, Rome wasn't built overnight. You start with one day. Every one of this you can begin in this coming week. Operate like an asset. This week, I want you to write down in one line the single thing you want to be known for at work. Just name it. That alone puts you ahead of most people, believe me. One visible thing that you build towards. For W of own, this week, I want you to have a conversation you wouldn't normally have. One person you admire, one honest message, one question you have been meaning to ask somebody. Widen your network by exactly one human being. Don't go outside your clique, go outside your comfort zone, go and talk to somebody, build your network. That's widening your capital. And then for N, finally, this is usually the hardest one. This week, write one sentence. What are you building towards? And a rough year you are aiming for. And I promise you, it may feel wrong, you may feel like this is a far dream, but write it down anyway. Because you see, a wrong plan can be corrected as you go along. And you see, one thing about life, and those that wait, analysis paralysis, they end up not doing anything with their lives. But you see, even when you make a wrong decision, as long as you go forward, you can always reroute and reorientate it, realign, and then just go forward. Write your naming your exits. Write when you want to leave. Write what it will take to live properly, what capital you need to have to live, what skill set you need to have to live, and then you'll be shocked what happens. So at this point, I want to hand over to Tracy. Thank you for the opportunity. Hope I've been able to learn a thing or two. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, PSO. That was, in fact, I kept writing and writing my notes. I kept writing and writing. Thank you so much. That was so loaded. I saw somebody chatting me privately. I said, this is loaded. Thank you so much,
Wow.
sir. This is amazing. Thank you so much. And I don't know, Everybody, I see comments in the comment section. I see, but I don't see questions. If you have questions, please, PSO is still here so that he can just help us throw some more light if there's anything, if there's any area, any gray areas. I heard him giving a lot of disclaimers as he was speaking that you should not go and do something reckless tomorrow. So if there's any question that you have, please share with us in the comments so that we can just amplify for PS to help us to throw more light on before he goes. And as you were speaking, I was taking some notes, and you spoke about how somebody can be employed and be completely powerless, as against
Yeah.
somebody else can be employed and be so powerful. How do we
Yeah.
get to that? Because I'm telling you, it's not a secret. I've been in a corporate for 20 years, and I see so many disempowered people. How did we get there? How we get, and then
Yeah.
how do what we need to begin to do? Because this is something. It's like it's an SOS now. We need to quickly begin to do something about this. How did we get there?
Yeah.
How do we navigate out of that place?
Okay, so like I said earlier, is the own framework. For you to be employed and to be powerless means that you are at the mercy of the mood of your orga. You are at the mercy of the financial security of your organization. But to be empowered means that while I'm working, my job is a platform for me to rise. I'm building my skill set, I'm building my capacity, I'm building my relationships. Every time I see a client, especially if you are lucky and fortunate to be in an organization whereby it's client heavy, please don't look at clients as a burden. Look at them as an opportunity. I beg you. You see, you go to restaurants, you go to shops, and you see people, staff are the worst people that spoil businesses for their owners. They will just do anyhow, have attitude, and you don't know that we are cheating ourselves. Every client that comes to an organization, a restaurant, or a bank, or a school, is an opportunity for your breakthrough. Everybody you meet, be impressionable, be nice, have a mindset of service. How can I help you? Be sincere. People can read into our pretense. Be sincere. Want to help people because your network is literally your net worth. So a person that is an owner mindset, that has built skills and capacity, that has built savings, that has built relationship, if one day the organization sacks everybody because of his financial issue, guess what? That owner is easier for that person to transition either to their own side hustle or to something else because they have built other salaries beyond what we call a monthly salary. So I hope you get it. But a person that just comes every day, one day go better. Let me just keep applying my CV and sending CVs to better organizations. I hate my place. I hate my boss. I hate where I am. I'll apply for this NGO, World Bank, the ECOWAS, those ones. And then for 5 years, you're not getting it. And you're not developing yourself. And I once, but God forbid, if one shaking comes, there's a time when I was at CBN and I looked at people there and I was worried because a lot of people, especially with civil servants, 90% of them don't develop themselves. They just do one thing all through the years. And then one day there was a new boss. The Bible says something about there's another Pharaoh that they don't know Joseph. There was a new boss, a new orga, and it sacked about, was it like 2,000 people? Now, I'm wondering that you have been in civil service for 15 years, 20 years. You didn't develop yourself. You didn't have a side income. You didn't have a skill set. Imagine if you were sacked. That person will crash totally to the ground. So how much more in the private sector where there's no such security? So please build yourself. Your job is an asset. Your job is an investment. Build from the opportunities around you. And that's how you'll be empowered and not employed alone.
Awesome. I see a question. I have another question, but let me take this question that just dropped in the comments. It says, for someone who has tried to build savings and failed multiple times, what do you advise?
I didn't get that. Sorry. Somebody has tried to what?
For someone who has tried to build savings and failed multiple times, what do you advise?
Okay, so this one is a sensitive area because, again, I'm not ignorant of the Nigerian economic situation. I'm not ignorant of inflation. I mean, was this someone was telling me like 3 years ago what 4,000 naira would have gotten you tomato to make stew. Maybe 5,000 naira would have been able to make some meat stew. Now 5,000 cannot even buy meat. You can never buy the tomato. So I'm very aware of what is going on. I'm also aware that unfortunately income is not increasing as inflation. So inflation is going like this, income is staying like this. So I'm aware it's difficult. But let me recommend this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And it's a principle that no matter the level you are in, you must be able to save 10% of all your earnings. Now, sadly, the person that is earning 1 million and the person that is earning 100,000, the savings are different. It may take one person 3 years to achieve their dreams. Another person may take 7 years or 10 years. But it does not matter what you are doing. If you are not able to put aside 10% every month of your earnings, then believe me, you are living above your means. Remember, I said something in the presentation. There's something about living above your means, meaning that you are earning 200k, you want to live in my town, or you want to buy a big car. But there's something called living on your means, which is also not good. You are supposed to, wise people, wealthy people that think long term, they live below their means. If I'm earning $1 million a month, for example, my earnings and expenses should never be $1 million. It is an error. It should not even be 900,000. My expense should be 500k. Now, if my earnings increase to 3 million, there's something called lifestyle inflation. The mistake most Nigerians make, we want to show that we have arrived. Let me change my house. Let me change my car. 3 million means that my earnings should now, my spending should now increase to 1.5. You must always be living at least 50% below. Now, if your earnings is like 100k, now this is where I want to be sensitive to the economic realities. Now, 50% may not cut it, but you can do 60%. You can push it to 70%, but don't go beyond that. Yeah? Don't live on your means, live below the means, and then you'll be able to work out a savings culture and be very disciplined.
Awesome. Thank you so much for throwing light on that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing a rich balance in answering that question. It's really a sensitive one, as you rightly noted. Yes. Thank you for bringing balance. And I hope, Christy, that makes some sense to you and you're able to get some clarity in that. So I heard you when you said you were at the CBN and you were really worried. And I find that that is where I am. I am really, really, really worried. And anything that happens, any little shaking, and sometimes that some of the shaking is not even real, it's imagined, but people are in a panic. And I also heard you said that one of the most responsible things an employee can do is to name their exit. I want you to just bring more light in that, and it will help if you are able to share with us some of your own personal lived experiences. And
that's
how
important
is that?
Okay, so I'll just even remember when I was in CBN now. So when I was in CBN, the average mindset was like, oh, you have gotten a job that over 180 million people are looking for, and which might be true because the situation in Nigeria is not good. So once people got into CBN, for example, for people, they are just rested in their own mindset. That's it. They are done until they are 35 years in service. They retire, build a house, they are okay. But honestly speaking, when I was there, I was restless. I gave myself a 5-year window. Very interesting, though. I remember I joined, was it 2020, November 2020? And I said to myself, in 5 years, I must be out. Do you know that on the 4th year, I nearly by myself walked out? But I not thought of it now. I think because I left December 2024. So funny enough, I left on the 4th year, like at the end of the 4th year. But I actually defined the exit. So let me tell you why this is important. Because this life is very deep. When you have an owner mindset and you define your exit, there's a way you begin to, your mind begins to make decisions to align to what you have written. This thing about planning is very powerful. Writing goals is powerful. If, for example, you say, in the next 6 months, I want to lose 10 kg, and the person does not say anything, the person that does not say anything, both people can like food or will eat on Friday nights, do anything, but the person that has 10 kg, subconsciously, they are thinking when they want to eat on Friday nights, they are not even aware that they wrote something or they're forgotten, but subconsciously they're like, there's a goal. I must do something about it. So when people define their exit, you are stretching yourself, putting yourself out of your comfort zone, and you begin to think. They say something about hard times create great people and easy times create weak men. It's the same thing, that when we don't push ourselves and we don't stretch ourselves and we're complacent, naturally we make complacent decisions. We don't do anything. But when somebody's saying, oh boy, in 2 years time, I must be out of this place, so your brain has already entered what they call urgency mode, survival urgency mode. All of a sudden, you find yourself, I'm on Coursera, I'm networking, I'm building, I'm doing things now. You see yourself driving yourself to begin to make the decisions for your prosperity. So again, naming your exit is not just because you want to name it. There's something it does to you. Once you believe that exit, you begin to push yourself subconsciously into decisions that will ensure that you are more empowered and you're financially stronger.
Thank you so much. PSO, everybody, please Help me appreciate PSO. You did. This was amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you so much for the honor. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for the very first time at the Let's Upgrade workshop. And I can assure
Yeah.
you that by God's grace, we will do this together again and again. Thank you so much. This was such
All
a
right.
wonderful, wonderful session. We are grateful. Everybody, there's so much comments in the comment section. Everybody saying thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for
All
the
right.
privilege.
I can see your comments, but love you all and wish you
Oh,
the
thank
best.
you
Thank
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
you.
Okay, so this is the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Are you there? We just had our first session with PSO. Adesu Komi Okupe. I fondly call him PSO. And it was such an amazing time. And we got to learn a lot. I took a whole lot of notes. It was amazing. Thank you guys for being here. You are making this investment in yourself. And remember, as Sukomi rightly said, that there is something about being an owner and about being a survivor. So ask yourself, are you a owner? Are you an owner or are you a survivor? Are you an owner or you a survivor? See, if we are going to be in survival mode, you are going to just be going round and round and round, always on the edge, But we need to now move, be deliberate and intentional, but to move from survival mode into owner mode, where we are able to take ownership. Because I always say that if it is to be, then it's for you. It has to be you that will make that move. So swing into ownership mode. That means taking ownership of everything that concerns you. Enough of, oh, it was my boss that did it. Enough of, oh, it was this that did. Oh, they don't like me. They don't like people, Yoruba people. They don't like Yoruba people in this organization. Enough of that. Enough of that. We need to begin to take ownership of our own lives, take ownership. And very instructive is that you are here, you are in employment, you are an employee, you are a career professional, you are a 9-to-5er, you are an entrepreneur. It is okay. Your job is good. Nothing wrong. And you heard PSO when he said that nothing wrong with your job, nothing wrong with the organization, nothing wrong at all. What you need to do is to put yourself firmly in the driver's seat of your life. Create an exit plan. Not because you are going tomorrow to slap your boss and tell him, oh, I quit. No, it is that this is the most responsible thing you can do as an employee. It is the most responsible thing that you can do. I can go on and on about that session. I don't want to. We have our next speaker is already on the line waiting for to come right up. It has been an amazing time. If you're here, please extend your link, extend the invite to somebody who should be here. Send the link to your colleagues, to your friends, to your family members, to everyone who should be here. You are here, you join via a link. Share that link with somebody. Have them come here. We need more people hearing these things. There are too many of us going about. We are totally powerless and disempowered in the workplaces. And really, that has to stop. It has to stop with us making a decision. But first, it stops with us being, first of all, equipped with the right knowledge. And remember, the theme of the workshop is the empowered employee. And we are getting empowered by the knowledge that we're getting right here. This is the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026, and I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Our next speaker is on the line, but before he comes up, I'm going to roll our welcome note, just because some people didn't join us right at the beginning. So we're going to roll our welcome note just so that we welcome everybody and you are up to speed as to exactly what it is that you are doing here. And then I'll come back. The next speaker is someone who is very, 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 very dear to me and who I honor and appreciate deeply. So I'll come back to bring our next speaker on stage. But before then, please take a few minutes. Take a few minutes. You can call it a stretch break as you listen to this welcome note. New opportunities. Every year brings new challenges, and every year one question remains: how do we position ourselves for better outcomes? That question gave birth to the Let's Upgrade workshop. Since 2024, the Advanced Lounge has created a space where growth-minded people pause at the halfway point of the year to review, reset, and prepare for a stronger second half. The response, remarkable. In 2025, we raised the bar with the theme,
winning big with the new rules, because the world was shifting fast. Industries were changing, career paths were evolving, old playbooks were failing. Winning required new thinking, new strategies, and a new version of ourselves. And now we arrive at 2026 with perhaps the most powerful theme yet, the empowered employee. Because today's employee need more than a paycheck. They need clarity, relevance, adaptability, options, and above all, the confidence to take ownership of their future. The empowered employee knows that true security isn't found in a job title. It's found in the ability to create value, solve problems, learn new skills, and seize new opportunities. This year's workshop will help you future-proof your career, increase your marketplace value, build beyond the present, and take real steps towards greater freedom, purpose, and control. We've assembled seasoned professionals, expert coaches, and accomplished leaders, bringing practical insights and proven strategies you can apply immediately. Because this workshop has never been about motivation alone, it is about transformation. The year is not over. Your best chapters may still lie ahead, but they will require a different level of preparation and action. So whether you're a professional, executive, entrepreneur, or simply someone determined to create a better future, this workshop was built for you. Join us for the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Pause, reflect, reposition, upgrade. Because your future deserves more than wishful thinking, and because you were made for more.
Indeed, you were made for more. I hope you took a few minutes to just stretch as we get ready now to welcome our speaker for the second session of the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. It is with so much excitement that I bring up this speaker. He is not new to Let's Upgrade Workshop. In the very, very first edition, which was in 2024, he was here. And again, I'm so excited to bring him up as the speaker for the second session of the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. But before I bring him up, let's quickly roll his bio, and then I'll be back again to welcome him on for his session. Okay, so let's listen.
And move higher, because stepping into the second session, deep in the journey, is none other than Kunle Ologe, a marriage counselor, business mentor, and founder of the Marriage Seal Academy, dedicated to helping marriages thrive and families flourish. Drawing from over 17 years of marriage experience, he equips couples with practical tools to strengthen connection, communication, intimacy, and financial alignment. Through the Marriage Seal Academy, he leads impactful programs including Couples Conclave, Before You Say I Do, Becoming Mr. and Mrs., and Marriage Basics, helping couples and singles build healthy, intentional relationships. An accomplished author of over 20 marriage-focused books, Kunle continues to expand his influence through speaking, counseling, and community building. His work combines spiritual insight, relational intelligence, and practical wisdom to address marriage holistically. Before transitioning fully into marriage transformation and mentorship in 2023, Kunle enjoyed an 18-year banking career, including 6 years as a branch manager at Zenith Bank plc. He is happily married to Wendy Uloge, and they are raising 2 children together. Today, at the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026, Kunle will be leading the second session. This is for the one who has given their best, year 40 and above, senior professional, experienced, and wondering what's next. So buckle up. The blueprint for figuring out what next starts right here with Kunle Uloge.
Okay, yes, we're excited to receive Coach Kunle Ologe as he joins us for the second session in the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Coach, can you hear me? Coach, can you hear me? I think we have a network glitch there. Let's see. I'll try to get Coach back. I'm so excited and ready, but don't worry, we'll sort this out. Okay, I think he's back.
Hear you, see you, Tracy. Please, can someone confirm
can
in
you
the
hear
comment
me?
section if I'm
Can you hear me?
the one?
Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me now, sir? We are having some technical. Okay, sir, can you hear me? I can see you moving. Can you hear me now, sir? Okay, don't worry. We'll sort this out. I think we're just having technical difficulty, but we'll sort this out.
Here, just put it there and say you can.
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me? Okay. I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you and I can see you clearly.
The network, we cast and bind this. It must be stable. For what? We need this session. I'm particularly invested in this second session. Thank you so much for being here, sir. You're welcome to Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. The last time we saw you here was in 2024, and I'm excited to welcome you back. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you very much, Tracy. It's my joy and privilege to be here.
Thank you. So the floor is yours, sir. You can go ahead. I'll just step back. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. So good afternoon, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. I would really love it if you would put a comment in the comment section so that I'm sure that everybody that is watching me can hear me. Okay. If you can hear me, just put it in the comment section and say, we can hear you. But as I wait for that, let me continue. So, of course, my name is Kunle Ologe. I'm a marriage counselor and I'm a business mentor. And I run the Marriage Seal Academy and the Kunle Ologe Business Mentorship. And I have been, one of the things that I love to say anytime I'm talking about finance, business, and all of that. Okay, I see you in the comment section. Thank you very much. One of the things I love to say is that I started making money since 1998. So I think I'm one of the people you would want to listen to. And I haven't stopped making money from 1998 till now. And so far, my wife and I have created wealth over the years. I've been married just for 17 years. I say just because what we have created in 17 years, I couldn't have done it in 100 years alone. And so it is important that you pay attention to what it is that I'm going to say in this short time that I will be speaking with you. And I want to say thank you very much to Tracy. You're doing a great job. The Advanced Lounge is a place for everybody to be. And if you are not yet part of that community, then you are missing out something that will help you in life. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. I started working in the bank in 2005. Before then, I was working with my dad as his PA. Before then, I was working as a milliner, making hats and teaching people how to make hats. So I've always been employed, so to say. And in 2005, I got into the bank, even though, interestingly enough, I didn't want to be in the bank. In fact, people who knew me from university days knew that was what I always said, that I don't want to work in the bank. But when God orchestrates whatever it is you are doing, you eventually find yourself where it is you are supposed to be. Because it was in that bank I met my wife and built a lot more knowledge on finance. I spent 18 years working in the banking industry, same bank. And for those 18 years, I kept growing and growing and growing. I grew up to the point of being a branch manager, and I was a branch manager for 6 years before I voluntarily retired in 2023. Now, in all of those 18 years, I was doing business, what you call side hustle. Did it affect my banking? No. There was time for my banking. There was time for my business. Everybody has 24 hours. Someone should put that in the comment section. Everybody has 24 hours. Dangote, Otedola, Jimovia, name them. They all have 24 hours just like you. What are you using your 24 hours for? Very, very important. Now, I'm here to tell you or to talk to you about this topic. You have paid your dues. Now make them count. You have paid your dues. Now make them count. Many of you have been working now for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, maybe some even 30 years. And by all ramifications, we can say you have actually paid your dues in that organization that you are working. However, after paying your dues there, then how about you? What happens to you? And I see a lot of people who are disgruntled when the organizations eventually tell them, oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, ma. It is now time for you to step down. You have reached the age. And of course, you see, in the civil service, you see those of you there always changing ages. You're always getting younger every year. Everybody gets older every year, but you are getting younger every year. Why? There has been no plan for the future. So yes, you've paid your dues to the organization, but there has been no plan for the future. Financial freedom is a thing that everybody should have. Financial freedom. Do you know how you know that you have financial freedom? Let me give you this. So when you go into a restaurant and they give you the menu and your eyes first go to the price, you don't have financial freedom. That used to be me some many years ago. When I go to a restaurant, you give me the menu, I sit down, and my first point of call is the amount. So it's the amount that will make me choose the food. Do I have a weakness in the house? Today, when I go to a restaurant, I open the menu and I look at what it is I want to eat, and I give the menu back to the waiter. And when I'm done, the waiter brings the POS and I give him, even when he's saying the amount is so, I give him my card and he punches it in and I'm done. That is financial freedom. Okay, let me retrace that. That is a symptom of financial freedom, because there are many people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing that are not actually financially free. And so you swipe cards because you have the access. They give you credit card, you swipe it. That's not financial freedom. I'm talking about the financial freedom that when you have swiped the card, you are at peace. You're not owing anybody. So everybody needs financial freedom. But one thing I have found is that many employees over the years, as you grow in your career, you also grow in your lifestyle and grow in your expenses, but never think of tomorrow. When I got married about 17 years ago, my wife and I began to think of our future after employment. So we've been planning for retirement since 2009. Because we knew it would come one day. It must come in one way. It's either it comes by you voluntarily retiring, or it comes by the age forcing you to retire, or it comes by them sacking you. Either of the three ways, or one of the three ways, you will live where you are right now. This is not to now make you scared or no. But if you are scared enough to do something about it, I think that I would have done my job. So your salaries can pay your bills, but it is your investments that actually build your future. My wife and I have a set of twins. So we have just 2 children, a boy and a girl. As at 2 years ago, 2 years? Yeah. As at 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago, what they need, they're in secondary school. Right now, they're in SS2. But at 3 years ago, what they need for university was already sitting down. And I mean university anywhere they want to go in the world. That's planning. That's forecasting. So when you are working, you must actually work with a plan ahead. And it helps you even work better when you have financial freedom. Do you know that? 1 year before I voluntarily retired, I was paying my salary. As in, for 1 year before my retirement, I was paying my own salary, the salary that the bank was paying me. I was equally matching it and paying myself. for 1 year. That is financial freedom. All this work you are doing, you must make it count at the end of the day. Yes, you are getting promoted, one level to another, and then they give you the perks of promotion. They give you a car, give you a house, give you all these things they're giving you. They're not yours. They belong to the organization. When you are going, the organization will take it back. Even if they are not taking it back, you will pay down the remaining money or that asset value of what you are taking. So you must create your own economy outside the economy of your workplace. Now, the economy of your workplace is a seed. Someone listen to me very well. Listen to what I'm saying. Your salary is a seed. I learned this in my very first year. In fact, very first few days of working in the bank. Your salary is a seed. You're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to plant it. Someone should put that in the comment section. Your salary is a seed. You're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to plant it. I mean, if I ask the question here right now, I'm sure many of you will agree with me that you live from hand to mouth. What that means is that if they make a mistake not to pay you on that day they pay your salary, maybe 28th, 30th, or 31st, whatever day they pay you, if they make a mistake not to pay it, you're already panicking. Nothing to fall back on. Your salary is a seed. Don't eat it. Plant it. If this is the only thing you get from what I'm going to tell you today, you would have won. So we have been planting our seeds, my wife and I, for 17 years. We're still planting anyway. For 17 years. We are planting and planting. Do you know even today, what we invest from our income is 70% or more of the total income, and we spend 30%. Because we have a future that we need to plan for. Never make this mistake of running your life like the future will take care of itself. It won't. And can I tell you this? For those of you who have put it in your mind that your children are your retirement plan, you are wrong. You are supposed to leave wealth for your children. You are not supposed to be waiting for them to take care of you financially. When our children were 6, 7, we started telling them, as you grow old, please don't think about us. Think about yourself first, financially. Don't think, how am I going to help them pay their bills? No. We released them from that when they were 7. Because we needed them to focus on themselves and build themselves. We told them, me and your mother, we're already building our own future. So relax. Many of you now are suffering from the wrong or the no planning of your parents. And today, a lot of your bills are actually the bills of your parents. So you are the one who has to pay the hospital bills, their accommodation, their feeding. You are paying all the bills. These are bills that they should have. Don't make the same mistake, sir. Don't make the same mistake, ma. And again, like I told you, hear it from somebody who has walked it all. I've walked it all when it comes to finance. I've walked it all, the whole 9 yards. So what I'm just doing is building on what it is that I have walked. Can I shock you again? I'm telling you these things to kind of wake you up, okay? If my wife and I choose to retire now, I mean, we stop gainful employment. When I say gainful employment, we stop our business, as in running it the way we run the businesses, as in we just want to sit down at home. We can do that. I mean, from now till the end of our lives. And I plan to live for very long, by the way. So from now till the end of our lives, we can actually retire now from the work we have done in 17 years. What have you done? It's the same me and you. We have the same head. The same. I have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 1 mouth, just like you. I walked just like you. You are doing now. What have you been doing? And you see, it's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. That's why I say again, your salary is a seed. I mean, ask yourself this question. If your salary stops today, how many months can you sustain yourself? For many of you, it's 0. And that's something that should wake you up and keep you awake, not just worrying, but doing something about it. Again, that's why you have the advanced lounge. Tracy and her team are hosting us right now in this. That's why you have to help you and give you structure, helping you to develop a structure for planning for the future. I know that the advanced lounge has its 12-month program, exit strategy for employees. Now, exit doesn't mean that you must leave the employment. No, it just means you are ready. Like I told you, 1 year I was just cruising in the bank. And you know what? I actually did very well in that 1 year in the bank. By the time I was leaving the bank, I had been a branch head for 6 years. They gave me the branch in a state of comatose. And that branch, by the time I was leaving, had multiplied itself at least 5 to 6 times in income. So it's not as if I didn't do well. I did well, and I'm proud of it. So when we say exit, it's not just like the previous speaker said, it's not for you to just drop your letter and you just go. Go to where? So planning exit just means you are prepared so that whichever of the 3 ways, I taught you the 3 ways you can exit, but whichever of the 3 ways comes up, you smile. You will smile. So get details of that exit strategy program for employees. Be part of it. Help yourself. It will help you. This one has been structured for you. You know, for us that did it, we didn't have any boot camp like this, any community like this to follow. So we had to be reading ourselves, Jim Rohn. We were the ones that used to follow all these people, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, and all these people, in those days. So we had to build ourselves, ourselves, using it, doing it yourself, as in do yourself, DIY. Or is it DIY? Do it yourself. So we had to be doing it ourselves. It was tough. Now it's made easy for you. When you join a program like this, they just give you all the steps that you need to follow, and then they keep you accountable all year long. I don't know if the flyer of that program is available. If it's available, please admin put it up on the screen. All right, beautiful. Exit strategy program for employees, already curated for you. Now, I'm sure you are looking at that investment amount, that 249,999, and you're wondering, hey, this is 1 month salary, or for some people, it's even 2 months salary. I'll just come and put this now to learn. I promise you, what you will gain in 1 year will carry you for the next 50 years. When people complain about investments like this, I see people who are not ready to grow. Do you know how much those people you look up to, those people I call their names, Otedola, Dangote, do you know how much they invest in reading, studying, upgrading themselves? Do you know how much they invest in doing that? You have no idea. Do you know how much I read? Right now, I operate one of the biggest marriage counseling academies in the world, the Marriage Seal Academy. And at the Marriage Seal Academy, I'm booked for counseling right now, right? I'm sure you think people don't come for counseling. I am booked from now till July. If you want to book now, you will not get a date. They'll probably give you a date end of July or maybe August. I'm always fully booked. This year alone, I've done so far, from beginning of the year to now, I've done over 130 counseling sessions, all paid though, heavily paid, based on the things that I sacrificed to learn the things I know now. So I can now get what, in 1 day, I can get what I was getting in 1 month. These are realities. Realities. So make sure you join this bootcamp. It's for you. It's not for me again. I've already passed the stage of joining the bootcamp. Like I said, I did the hard work. Now Tracy has come and created something that you can just sit in and they will just be guiding you. Okay, you need to do this now. Okay, focus on this. Okay, look at this. Man, that's beautiful. You don't know what you have. You have no idea what it is that you have. It's a privilege. So in case you don't know, I'm telling you now, it's a privilege to be able to have such a program as this. Now, let's move to 7 steps every employee should take. Thank you, admin. You can bring down the flyer. Let's move to 7 steps every employee should take. As long as you are currently an employee, that means someone is paying you salary. You are working under someone, some organization. Here's 7 things you need to do. Please follow me very carefully. Number 1, live below your means. Live below your means. This is a big problem for many people. You hear people saying things like, well, this is what my mates are doing, so I must do it. Who told you they're your mates? Do you know the drum that is drumming for them? You don't know if they have wealthy parents somewhere, they have some investment that their parents, just like my children now. They're going to have investments. They already have investments for them. Actually, my children don't also need to work all their lives with what we have done so far. I'm giving you facts so that you understand where we're coming from and where we're going. But even with that, they will still work. They know already. They're already working now. When they come up for holiday, they come to work in our office. Sometimes we send them to other offices to work. They're in secondary school, but they do holiday job. So we're teaching them the dignity of labor. But you see, this living below your means is a problem. Many of you are living above your means. Can I prove it to you? Affordability doesn't mean that you have the amount for something in your account. That's not affordability. Affordability means that you can pay for that thing and still live your normal life without hindrance. So, for instance, you want to buy a phone, and the phone costs 500,000 naira. And because you have 600,000 naira in your account, you assume that you can afford it. You can't. The kind of phone you can afford if you have 500,000 in your account is 50,000 naira phone. I know this will prick some people, but I'm here to tell you the truth. I just jumped from one conference to this one now. It was a physical conference in a church. My wife and I were there. I still left her there. I jumped to come and talk to you people on this one. So I've been talking all day. I've been paid to talk. Do you know how much it is for me to talk? If you want to sit down with me now for 1 hour, you know how much is this? So this one that you people are attending for free, you don't know what it is that has been done for you. So live below your means. As I'm going to be giving you practical things in my own life so that you understand what it is that I'm saying. So my wife and I, we made a decision that we were not going to travel out of the country until we could actually do it comfortably. Now, remember I worked in the bank. It was the fashion then for bankers to go for their holiday abroad. So how did they used to do it? Of course, there's always money to borrow. So you borrow one soft loan there. You know, there are easy loans to bankers. You take it, pay small, do waka now, pay small, and do all of those things. But my wife and I said, there's no rush to this thing. Let's wait. When we are able to build our finance to a particular place, then we'll travel. I don't want to travel and have to live in somebody's house. I want to be able to pay for my accommodation. I don't want to travel and then I'm relying on somebody to give me food morning, afternoon. And you know, all the people abroad, I don't know if you are here, they can't afford some of these things because they're also living from hand to mouth, doing 3 jobs. And that's why they can't stop. If they stop any job, they'll stop. So we made sure we were going to travel when we could actually afford it. It took us 11 years. Somebody put 11 years in the comment section. It took us 11 years, sir, Ama. From 20, okay, let me say, in addition to how many years I had worked before I got married. So I got married in 2009. I started working in the bank in 2005. So from 2005, the first time we traveled out of this country was in 2016. And the first place we went was Ghana. That's how we started our annual vacation. But by this time, we were not doing it with so much struggle. As in, we could actually go. Of course, we used to still do it within a budget, but we could actually travel and pay our own bills. I don't like stressing other people. People have their own stress. Why do I want to travel and I want you to carry my finances? No. If I travel and I come to visit you, it's because I want to visit you. I don't need anything from you. That's the way I have lived my life, because I live my life below my means. It is only when I have been able to afford something that I do it. That's what my wife and I do. It is only when we can afford something, that is when we do it. There's some of you are wearing clothes that you cannot afford, going for occasions you cannot afford. Where is the Ashoebi gang? Are you here? They tell you to come for an occasion. They tell you the Ashoebi alone is 200,000. Your salary is 150,000. You too, you bought. You are not all right. I'm sorry to say. There's nothing wrong with you saying I cannot afford this, Ashoebi. Nobody will die. After all, you are not the one doing the occasion anyway. Are you listening to? I'm giving you practical things so that you would understand where I'm coming from. So you must learn to live below your means. Many of you are living above your means. Let me come back to the credit card issue. If you are using a credit card right now, you are living above your means. Did you hear what I said? If you are currently using a credit card, you are living above your means. I know some people will come and argue with me and say, yes, but I have the money to pay. It's just that I want to use credit. The truth of the matter is that most of you don't have the money to pay back that credit card. So it means you are spending what you don't have in the hope that you'll just be paying it small. So you are perpetually in debt. Yes, you can use a credit card. I'm not saying it's evil. But what are you using the credit card for? And are you paying back? Be very careful. I see somebody saying, I'm 12 years in banking. I can't really say I've achieved much. Meanwhile, 12 years is a long time you have given that bank. You have actually invested time in that bank. You have paid your dues. If you've done one in banking, we say once you have done 10 years, you have really done. It was in those days, a long time ago. Let me not mention the bank. There was a bank that when you do 10 years, they give you a watch to show you that you've done 10 years. That's to show you have reached one hallmark. So you must change it today, because 12 years will soon turn to 20 years and you will still not have achieved anything. So the first thing you want to do is you need to live below your means. Stop doing things that you have not reached. I told you about traveling. Today, every year, my wife and I travel abroad at least 5 times minimum. There's no way I can't travel to. It's only visa that will stop me. There's no ticket. So we travel 5 times minimum in a year. This was us who are managing one. Everything grows if you make the right plans. So live below your means. Don't live above your means. Live below it. Do you know, even today, I still live below my means. Can I shock you? What I'm wearing right now, I don't know if you can see it well. It's like a safari. I'm sure it looks okay. It looks decent, right? Now, people who are at my level of income, listen to me very well. People who are at my level of income, and we're not many, they go to the places where they sold this for 500,000. I go to a place where I sold it for 100,000. There's always a place you can do something cheaper and you still get the same result. Yes, 500,000, you may not need to shout and follow up. 100,000, you need to follow up, but at least I now have a tailor that he understands me. He has been working for me since 2017. So he understands what I need part time. So why do I want to go to a place of 500,000? Why? Because I want to say I sold this art. No, I don't need to tell you. It's up to you. It's your business if you want to know where. After, you're not going to bend my collar to see where it came from. You worry over things that are mundane. Even when we started traveling abroad, I remember in those days, I was a banker. So buying shirts was one thing I must do, buy shirt and suit. In fact, since we used to travel once a year then, I make sure that most of our clothes shopping is then. So it's cheaper to shop outside. And then we bring it in and use it for the year. When I go to buy my shirts, I don't go into the designer. I started going into designer after a certain time. I don't go into the designer outlets. I go into where the common man buys. You still find the same kind of shirt. It's just that it doesn't have the name. In fact, sometimes there are places you go, of course, abroad, where you can get brands that have been, maybe They finish selling for the year. They don't want to stock it, so they sell it off cheap to some people who now sell it as brands, but at a cheaper level. I go there to buy. What's your problem? Why do you want to walk through the streets of London and you're going to Hottis and Cottis? You're going to what are those names? Tommy Hilfiger, Guess. That's where you want to enter because you want to snap and say selfie. Hello, see me here. You are living above your means, Sama. Help yourself. That money you are using to do those things that are in quote irrelevant, you can invest it like me. It is investing that we have invested. That's why I can have the mouth to tell you that I can actually retire now. I don't need to work. Number 2, create a budget and follow it. Create a budget and follow it. If I ask many of you here, you don't have budgets. You just live as you go, like pay as you go. But you must have a budget. My wife and I, for the last 17 years that we've been married, we've had a budget every month. We don't spend outside the budget. We write down everything as a family together. We write out everything that we're going to do, we're going to spend on. And it must tally with the income we're hoping to get that month. If it is above the income, we cut it off, cut some things off. Can I tell you this now? If you and your spouse are not one, it will be difficult for you to have financial freedom. Did you hear what I just said? If you and your spouse are not one, you are struggling with your relationship in marriage, it will be difficult for you to have financial freedom. The reason why my wife and I can have financial freedom is because we're one. Our relationship in marriage is solid. When I say solid, a pin can't go in between it. So if you are here and you are having marital issues, and you think that marital issues will just go away, may I announce to you that bad marriages don't go away with time. Bad marriages go away with conversations. So if you think that one day that your husband or that your wife will just, in quote, come to his senses or her senses, I'm here to announce to you that you'll wait a very long time. So fix your marriage if you want to fix your finance. Fix your marriage. Can I tell you this? When my wife and I started, when we got married, there are years where I earned more than her. There are years where she didn't even earn anything at all. And then there have been years now where she has earned more than me. But it doesn't matter who is earning. As far as we are concerned, we run what we call a one-purse economy. And the one-purse economy says, go, bring whatever, go and hustle. Bring your money, put it on one table, and together we will look at it and decide what happens to it. That's why I'm able to achieve the things that I'm able to achieve. So there's no waste. There's no waste whatsoever. I have this book, Creating a Family Finance Empire. It's a book that will help you in finance. Creating a family. We've done it already. What I'm putting here is what we've done. I'm not teaching you what you should do or what I have not yet done. I'm teaching you what I have done already. So create a budget and follow it. Follow it diligently. If you see our budget, very strict. We follow it. Our children have come and they've learned also how to budget. So even their own accounting, because they have their own money. My children, they started making money since. So they have their own money. Thank God for the online banks. They even opened they've opened bank accounts for themselves. They save their own money. They do their own budgeting. They do everything. We're not teaching. See, I don't want to raise children that I'm going to be afraid of in the future. As in, I will be afraid, oh, will he make it? Will he? No, I already know that my children will make it now because I'm already giving them financial knowledge now. So that's why you need to gain financial knowledge so that you can plant it in these children so that they won't be a burden for you. Some of you, your children are 20. Maybe you are here and they're still eating in your house. May I say to you that you have not done a good job. So create a budget, follow it. Number 3, build an emergency fund. Build an emergency. You see, this life that you are living is risky. A life where, I ask a question, if they stop your salary today, how long can it take? The number of months you should have in savings as your emergency fund should be a minimum of 6 months. So take your salary of today, take your spouse's salary of today, multiply the two of them by 6. The total amount is what you should have sitting down as cash. Now, when I say as cash, maybe not just in the bank as cash, you can put it in the bank as fixed deposit so that it's also earning some income for you. So build an emergency fund. One day you may need it. So have it there. Remember what I said, 6 months. So start asking yourself, do I have this money 6 months that is accessible as cash? You know, there's a difference between the cash at hand, cash in the bank, cash in investments. They're all different. So there are many cashes, if you want to say it, that you need to have. Number 4, eliminate bad debt. The actual pronunciation is debt, but so that you understand what I'm saying, debt. So eliminate bad debt. Some of you are carrying loans. Those loans are weighing you down. Can you pay them off? And the reason you are not paying them off for some of you is that you think it will crash your lifestyle. So you are thinking, if I pay off this loan, that means for the next 6 months, I can't do ABC. And those ABC you're talking about, according to you, is, I need to enjoy life. If I don't enjoy life today, waiting I do, waiting I gain. There's a time to enjoy. There's a time to work. There's a time to enjoy. Can you see how I'm looking? Do I not look like I can enjoy life? I'm only 47 and I'm telling you I can retire. You can do it also. So you can still enjoy life. But there is a sacrifice you must make to enjoy life. All these things I'm saying, if you know the sacrifices we have made. When we built our very first house in Abuja, because it was crazy paying rent. We got married, we paid rent the first year, paid rent the second year. We said, this Abuja rent is mad though. So we started building our house, and as God will have it, he helped us to build it in 10 months. Those 10 months that we were building the house, sir, I didn't buy one latchet or one lace of shoe. One tie I didn't buy. My wife will go months without making her hair. We sacrificed, but we lived in our own house after 10 months. We moved into the house. There was no paint on the wall. Some of the places were tiled, some were not tiled. Some places had doors, some didn't. It was not fenced, but we moved in. It's our house. If you're angry, you're angry for nothing. And if you come to visit us, if you cannot sit down in that kind of house, you're on your own. But do you know what? As years went by, of course, we finished the house with years going by, and it became a sanctuary for us. So while other people were paying Abuja rent, we were using that money to now invest. And you know what Abuja rent can be. So we were not paying rent. I stopped paying rent since 2012. Calculate it. Do we have maths people here? How many years is that? 2012 till now. That's 14 years, Abi. I've stopped paying rent 14 years. I'm not the same as you. So for 14 years, that amount that I should have used as rent, I've invested it. So you now understand what I'm saying. Back to what we're saying. Eliminate bad debt. There are some debts that you are carrying you are not supposed to carry. Go and sit down with your spouse, and you people should plan how you will clean it up in the next 3 months, 6 months, so that you are free. Number 5, invest consistently. Invest consistently. You should have in your budget, that same budget we spoke about, you must have a line for investment. One of the things on your budget is, even if it's 10,000 every month, be throwing it in an account, throwing it in an account. Soon it will build to 100,000. Then you might be able to use it to invest in something that is meaningful. But whether you need to invest every month, you need to constantly invest every month. Do you know I buy shares every month? Do you know I pay for houses every month? My wife and I own property everywhere. And you'll be wondering, you will be calculating now, 17 years. What do you mean? I'm not talking about 2. I'm not talking about 5. Should I stop? Let me stop for the purpose of this, because I don't know the clout of people that are here. But if you invest consistently, you will get consistent growth in that investment. Remember what I said, there's always something to sacrifice. So you may have to sacrifice some of those things that you do. Sacrifice it for now. There's a time for everything. When you need to do, there was a time that I can only fly economy. Now, the only economy you can put me is premium economy, or you put me in business class or first class. Life is in phases, men are in sizes. That famous quote is from the famous preacher, Bishop David Oyedepo. Life is in phases, men are in sizes. Live your face per time, your size per time. Stop trying to live above your means. You see, this living above your means is the undoing of many people. And that's why you are working and you are doing nothing else. Number 6, develop multiple streams of income. When you are earning income, don't wait and earn only from your salary. Earn from different things. You know, there are 7 streams of income. Right? 7 streams of income. There is earned income, there is profit income, there is interest income, there is dividend income, there is rental income, there is capital gain. I'm thinking of the last one. I'm trying to, which one did I forget? There are 7 streams of income. Which one are you participating in? My wife and I participate in all 7. We didn't start with all 7. We started 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. We kept growing. See, we are consistently growing because we are consistently investing. So you need to create multiple streams of income if you want to have financial freedom in the future. Some of you need to wake up. Again, remember, I'm not telling you theory. I'm telling you what I have done already. I've done it. I left banking in 2023. So I'm done. I've dusted. I did everything in banking. I rose right from the ground right to top of at least that level of management of branch management. So I saw it all. I've done credit. I've done everything. I've done marketing. I've done everything. I started as a funds transfer officer, posting tickets. I started from there. In fact, the first thing I was allowed to do when I joined the bank was to make photocopy. Because when I joined the bank, 1 week after, they pushed me to the headquarters in Abuja, and it was a big place. So I was the newbie. Everybody used me to photocopy. Well, hey, Kule, hey, come, Obote. Bankers will know what I'm saying. Come. I was photocopying up and down. Do you know what? As I was photocopying up and down, I was learning. I was photocopying. I was learning. I'm a very sharp learner. I learn everywhere. I was photocopying and learning. When the time came for them to push somebody about a year later to a new branch to head a unit, they pushed me because I was the only one who knew what everybody else in my unit was doing. So I'm telling you this so that you know that I was an excellent banker. I was a great banker. I was in operations for 10 years, rose to head of operations before I was moved to marketing and then moved to branch management. So I've seen it all. And that applies to, I'm just using banking because that's where I was. It applies to every other organization you are working in. You are moving and you are growing, but don't forget that there is what you need to do for the future. So develop multiple streams of income. Your 24 hours is being wasted, sir, ma. Yes, your 24 hours is being heavily wasted. Do you know that on the average right now, my wife and I don't sleep until 12 or 1 a.m. on the average. This is also that I say we can retire. We're still working. You complain at only 35 years old. You're already complaining you're tired. I went to work, so I'm tired. I can't do anything again. You know, it's a hard work. Work I do is hard. Come and see the work I do now. Do you know that what I do now is tougher than what I was doing in the bank? Yeah. I told you I just came from a ministration, a talking session now in the church. I spoke there for 1 hour. I've come here again. I'm speaking again. Immediately after this again, I have another engagement. That's how I move around. My wife and I, we move around the world, talking, speaking, working, writing books. I've written over 20 books on marriage. This one is just one of them. There are many of them. See them in the shelves. There are different ones on marriage. And then this one on marriage, but as it pertains to finances. Do you know I wrote my first book in the bank? Oh, I like showing practicality. Yeah, that's it up here. I wrote my very first book in the bank. It's titled Building Your Marriage Plan. When I wrote it and I was launching it, my colleagues were wondering, which time did you have to write book? Then I shocked them again. I wrote the second one and the third one. I don't know if they're here right now. Okay, I can't find them right now. My eyes can't see them. But I wrote the second one and the third one, all in the bank. What excuse do you have? You have no excuse, sir. Ma. There's no excuse. That's why I'm telling you my personal stories. There's no excuse you have. This book has sold thousands of copies all around the world. It's on Amazon. It has been selling. It's selling on Amazon. I'm constantly getting money. I'm just being credited every day with all my other books. I'm being credited every day. Oh, I wish I had set up my books so that you could see as many as possible. But they're all there somewhere. So I like to be practical so that, you can actually see the ones that I can see here. So I have Healing from Marital Hurt. I have Creating a Family Finance Empire. I have Marriage Stories Part 2. I have Part 1 somewhere. I can't see it. Conflict Behind Closed Door. Building Your Marriage Plan. Why am I showing you this? I'm trying to tell you, for somebody who is here right now, that you are lazy. I know that may come off as very hard. But you see, if I don't come off hard on you, you won't wake up. Sir, ma, you're actually lazy. And you will pay for this laziness in the future if you don't set yourself up. And that's why number 7 is think beyond even retirement. Think beyond retirement. Do you know my wife and I already have places that we've already said, oh, okay, we'll have a house in this country, in that country. We've already started though in that country. So when we go, we'll do six months here, maybe 3 months here, go to an island, spend 1 month, right? We've even marked the island we will visit to go and be writing more books. We'll just go away and just go and write books. Oh, visiting islands is beautiful. I've visited quite a few. Just sit down. The ocean is just the waves of the ocean in the morning. You can hear them. You're under a tree looking at the ocean. Inspiration comes, you write. All of this is think beyond your retirement. Think beyond your retirement. Wake up, oh. You think you are working, you think you are busy. Come and see my daily schedule. Just come and see. You can't book to see me just like that. You can't bust into my office to see me. I don't have the time. Tracy is here. She knows that sometimes we only meet at home, because I'm occupied. You can't come into my office and see that I'm not doing anything. It doesn't work. I remember when I left the bank and my colleagues called me the next Monday, because the next Tuesday, we usually have, management meeting every Tuesday. So just before the meeting, they say, I think they conspired that let's wake this man up. This man that left us, let's wake him up. So they called me and I picked immediately. And they said, hey, you are just sleeping. We were here in our normal meeting. And I told them I'm sitting in my office. They were shocked. This was before 8 o'clock. They were shocked. I said, yes, I'm already working. I already started working since 7:30. What are you talking about? The ball is in your court. And that's why it's so important for you to, what I've just done today is awareness. So if you think what I've done is just, I've just made you aware. I just woke you up. You can't go far with what I have said. Yes, it might help you like cutting but if you want to be grounded, then you need to put yourself in a system that will make you grounded. And that's why the exit strategy program for employees is there. Please pull up that flyer again, admin. The exit strategy program, a program that will guide you step by step every month. So the things you are struggling with, you know what a program like this does for you? The things you are struggling to do, it will keep reminding you. Like I said to you, you need to invest consistently, right? And I said invest every month. Like buying shares. I buy shares every month. There's an amount I've allocated to shares every month. Every month, buy. And now there are apps that you can use for all of this. So every month there's an amount. I've been doing this since. You do know how many shares I have all over. Oh my God. So this particular program will keep you and help you, especially as employees, so that as you are doing your job, your great job, please don't get me wrong. Don't go back to the office on Monday now and say, well, I need to focus on my own thing. No, even God will be angry with you. Look, I worked to the last day. In fact, the last day of my banking career, there was a management meeting. I attended the meeting. People saw me in the meeting and said, is this not your last day? I said, yes. He said, so why did you need to come? I said, no, I'm not retired until this day ends. I went back to the branch. I worked until 5 p.m. when the branch closed, before my driver now drove me for the last time, as in my bank driver now drove me for the last time to drop me off. So putting your best into work. However, while you are working, remember that you need to plan for your future. And if for any reason some of you have been misled, well, I won't call it misled, or deceived by that pencom that you have. You know that pen, every month they send you salary. I remember at a point itself, maybe my own was so plenty, they now even send me gift card. As you spend money, I checked the gift card, I saw 15,000. I said, look at these people. What do I want to use 15,000 for? So if that's what you've been relying on, as you've been punching calculator and saying, I have 5 million naira now. Yeah, I'm doing well. That's not money. Even if they give you the money now, you will blow it and it will end. Did you hear what I said? So you need to plan properly. Do you know that my pension, as I left the bank and as it was in the bank, well, now I'm now contributing again from my own employment. But that figure that I left, some very good millions. Do you know, if you ask me how much it is now, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't care. Because I am already creating, my wife and I already started creating pension for ourselves from day one of our marriage. Day one of our marriage. So if you think you are talking about pencom and that's what you are relying on, you will be like this, our parents, that you will be calling and saying, oh, they've not paid my pension for 3 months. God forbid. That can never be me. But you see, as I'm saying the God forbid, is because I've done something about it. Because if you shout God forbid from today till tomorrow, it won't change your state. There is work to be done. Join the exit strategy program for employees. 12 months, you will be grounded. So that in those 12 months, you will know that, yes, I have actually, I saw somebody put in the comment section, I've worked 12 years, I can't see anything. By the time you are done with these 12 months, you begin to see small things. You feel happy. Do you know how I was 1 year before I left the bank? I was happy. I was one of the happiest bankers. We'll come to meeting, they will bash us. I will still be laughing afterwards. My colleagues used to wonder that time, why are you always happy? Why is it not you they just bashed now, that you have not done enough, even though you've done something? They didn't know that I already had a joy inside me, because that was not what I was relying on. But I still did a damn good job for 1 year. When I was resigning, everybody was calling me. They called me from Lagos. They called me here in Abuja. My zonal head took me to the house to say, is there anything wrong with you? I hope you're okay. Is it sickness? Because it was strange for somebody to say, I want to leave. That's a position that everybody is trying to get to. They are lobbying to get there. Me, I'm saying I want to leave. People don't leave that position. They stay there until they tell you go. So it was strange that there was somebody who was ready to walk away. I was ready to walk away because my wife and I had already planned this, our exit strategy. So this is what I have for you today. I know that my time is probably fast spent. I won't want to stretch beyond the time that I've been given. I'm very time conscious. So this is what I have for you today. And I hope that it will wake you up. I'm just here to wake you up. That's the job that Tracy said I should come and do. Wake you up. So I'm here to wake you up. So today, register. Register for this that you are seeing. Register. It doesn't cost you much. You know how you know it doesn't cost you much? Try and divide 249,000 by 12 months. You will see that it's actually insignificant. You will see that what you are paying per month is less than 20,000 naira. And that 20,000, today your tank cannot even be filled with 20,000 naira. Meanwhile, this will give you a life change. Life change. So this is where I'm calling it a day. So Tracy, are you here? This is where I'm calling it a day. I hope I've been able to help you. I hope I've been able to give you some nuggets. Okay.
So I'm not all right. I'm not really fine. I'm not feeling I don't even know. I'm supposed to take the last session. I don't know, sir. I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh my God. At some point I was clapping. I was muted, but I was clapping. At some point I was quiet. I was meditating. I was reflecting on my life. Thank you, sir. This was packed. It was so real, so relatable. We could tell that this did not come from Google. These are lived experiences, and this is exactly what we wanted in this session. And I said I was waiting personally as somebody who is over 40, because this was the session that was made for us. Thank you so much, sir. This was all shades of amazing. I don't see any questions for Coach Kunle in the comment section. Do you have a question? Please drop it in the comment section so that he can quickly help us do justice to it. If there's any gray area, any area where you wanted to shed some more light, let's take advantage. You heard him. I can relate. These are highly sought after, and we're not just throwing words. If you have something that you want to ask, some clarity that you want to get, please ask now. Let's see your questions or comments in the comment section so that he can help us do justice to it before he takes his leave. Okay, so as you were talking, at the point I was taking notes. At some point I couldn't take notes, but I was just saying that, so for somebody who is like, I've done this, you kept talking about many of us living above our means, and I see that for a lot of us, having worked in the environment, the corporate setting for so many years, I see that it's the reality. Even if we don't want to give voice to it, is the lived reality of many people. As in, there was a time where they suspended those soft loans and everywhere went haywire. Why would they suspend it? What do they want us to do? Because people literally live off those things. So how do we begin to retrace our steps? It won't be overwhelming? How do we do it such a way that we've heard these things and we don't want it to be just motivation? We don't want it to be, you say you woke us up. Really, you woke us up. But how do we stay awake? How do we talking of staying awake? I remember last night I was trying to put together my notes for this session, and I was like, Tracy, I'm tired. I was like, stay awake. You need to stay awake. So when you were saying that you and your wife don't sleep till 1, it just rang. It was like, Tracy, you wanted to sleep. How would you sleep? I can't sleep. But I'm just trying to ask that, how do we ensure that these things are not just a motivation? We've heard it, we feel like we're on fire, but today is Friday. How do we ensure that by Monday the fire hasn't died, and we are not overwhelmed to the point of, I beg, it worked for Coach Kunle, maybe it's for a few people, it's not for people like me. So how are we able to sustain that, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. Sustenance is very important, and that's why when I speak like this, I give you what you need to do. I already mentioned the boot camp that they are opening, that community. I already mentioned that that's part of what you need to do. What I will tell people today, see, let me quickly say this to you. One of the things my wife and I, you will see in our house is books. Tracy knows my house to my bedroom. So it's books you see. First floor books, second floor books. We're constantly gaining knowledge. So from this class now, some of you, I would assume that some of you would have quickly taken the details of this program, this exit strategy program, and you would have documented it there. Because even the program, some of us will still be coming to teach you people, will come and say one or two things, to help you people to learn. So you need to begin to document. You need to begin to apply what it is that you have said by first investing. I don't know, Tracy, this registration fee, you said it's starting 20th July. Can they pay in installments?
Yes, of course. You lock down your spot with 20,000, and then you can pay in installment until July 20th.
Until July 20th. So if I were you and you are listening to this right now, please lock it with 20,000. That one will keep you, your money is now inside. So it will keep you glued. Because we buy a lot of books. You heard me saying we have written books. My wife has written even more books than me, because she has been writing books while I was in the bank just managing to write 1, 2, 3. She has been writing. So she has over 30 books on parenting. She's a parent coach. But even with that, we are always buying books. When we travel abroad, one of the things we always enter, or one of the places we always enter, is bookshops. To see books that we cannot find in Nigeria, we buy. We spend our money. If you think I got here by just chance, no, I've spent money, I've invested money, I've done courses, I've read books, I've been inside programs. So one thing you can do to sustain this power, this tempo right now, is to invest immediately in it. The second thing you need to do is that you need to tell yourself the truth. There are so many people now that I'm sure as you are hearing me, yes, it has pricked you, but you've started justifying yourself in your heart. I know I'm talking to somebody. You know, I'm a man of the spirit. There's somebody here now that is justifying this thing in the heart. You are saying, well, I'm not really living above my means. These are the things I need. Are they really the things you need or the things you want? There's a difference. Are they the things you need? There was a time that we had one car. We couldn't afford two. We had just one car. Today, I have a car for everything. There's a car for when I'm going to site. There's a car for when I'm going for official functions in a particular place. There's a car for traveling. There is bus. There's a car that my children used to learn how to drive. Do you understand? But it came as it was needed. So you need to sit down and tell yourself the truth that, I'm actually living above my... You see, you are the only one who can tell yourself the truth. All of this that I've said, your mind can justify it. But I'm quickly saying it so that when your mind is justifying, you ask yourself, do I really need this or do I want it? There's a difference between a need and a want. That's a complete class on its own. I'm sure you learn that in this program. So there's a difference between need and want. So these things that you are paying money for, are they wants or are they needs? You will find out that most of them are wants. If they are wants, push them to the background. Invest instead into things that will develop you and then begin to grow your income consistently.
Thank you, sir. Somebody said in the comments, she said, I'm literally shaking here, but I have a question. It says, if you don't eat from your salary, how do you manage when it is the only income and you have a family?
It's a very good question. Now, let me break down that statement that I made. You see, when your salary comes in, there's a portion of it that you can spend, but you should try and put the bulk of it inside something. Now, this was what you were supposed to start as a single person. Unfortunately, you didn't start it. That's why you are where you are now. The person who is asking this question, that's why you are where you are now. You've now reached a place where, because there's no investment, so money is not coming from anywhere else apart from the salary. So you need to eat literally from the salary. But if you had started from the beginning, you would have taken, maybe you earn 100,000, you'd have taken 20,000 and spent. I'm talking about the economy of then. You'd have taken 20,000 and spent and invested 80,000. But what you invariably do, most people, is to spend 90,000 or 95,000 and invest 5,000, if you even invest at all. So that statement, to break it down, means that you should have a chunk of money that you are putting in. Then what is coming from that investment is what you now spend. For instance, you put some money in fixed deposit. You won't spend that capital in the fixed deposit. You spend the profit, the interest that they pay you. That's what you now spend. That's what my wife and I have been doing for years. Remember, we started it early. So you are just coming now. It's going to be a transition. I'm not expecting you now to immediately turn your entire salary into a seed. It's going to be a transition. But you start again. If you've not registered for this program, register, because we can't teach you everything. I've only spent 40 minutes. We can't teach you everything in 40 minutes, 1 hour. Impossible. You need to learn. I said I've done 17 years married, and I've been working since 2005. So I've put in the work, and that's why the topic says you have paid your dues. Now make them count. So yes, you've paid your dues, but now start paying your dues in your future so that they can count. I hope that answers that question.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You have done real justice. Thank you for the honor and the privilege for appearing at Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. This session is one that we will not forget in a hurry. In fact, I will take a break so that I will get myself before I come back for my session. Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful. All the comments, there are so many comments. Somebody said, I have no questions. I just need to reflect. So I know that many of us are going to go back and we're going to reflect. But most importantly, we're going to take action based off of what we have heard in this second session. Thank you so much, sir. We honor you greatly. We are deeply appreciative that you could find time. Thank you. I know it has been a stretch. I know I saw how you ran in. I'm grateful, and we are so grateful for the privilege, sir. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was the second session. Oh, who is in the house? Are you still here? That session had me on reflective. I was not okay. I was standing up. I was sitting down. I was flustered. I was like, "What, Tracy? What have you been doing?" And I hopefully you felt the same way. But beyond the feeling, I want us to be able to take something tangible, because as I said at the beginning of the session, that this is not a motivation event. We're not here to motivate you. This is an event that will bring real transformation, but you have a part to play in that process of transformation. There is work to be done. You can only begin to see outcomes when you take action. Coach Kunle has spoken extensively. There's work to be done, and you need to get into the exit strategy program for employees. Start with that, and let's get started. So we'll take another stretch break, just so that you can just stretch around, and then we'll come back for the third and the final session of the evening, and it's going to be taken by none other but yours truly. So we'll quickly run we'll run the bio, and then we'll run the bio, and then we'll be back shortly. I'll be back shortly to then take up the third session of the evening.
What it means to build a life beyond the job, because she has done it herself. With close to 2 decades of leadership experience in the banking sector, Tracy brings something rare to every platform she stands on: the credibility of someone who has sat in the employee's chair, felt the pull of the payslip, and made the courageous, intentional decision to build beyond it. She is the founder of the Advance Lounge, a professional development platform dedicated to helping individuals move forward purposefully in life and career, and the creator of the Employees Enclave, a space specifically designed to equip employed professionals with the tools, clarity, and strategy they need to thrive on the job and build intentionally beyond it. Her flagship exit strategy program for employees is a structured 12-month coaching journey that walks professionals through one of the most important transitions of their lives. From simply being employed to being fully deployed for purpose and impact. Tracy is also the author of Don't Get Stuck, and a sought-after voice on purpose, career growth, and intentional living.
Tracy Akbara is here, and transformation starts now.
Righty, Tracy Akbara is here. I'm here, and transformation starts right now. So welcome everybody. This is the last lap. We're at the final, what they call the home stretch. This is the final run. So I want you to be here. We're going to do this very, very, very quickly, and we're going to do this together. So I want you to be here. I want energy in the room, and I want us to run together, because you see what PSO started, Sukomi Okupe, what he started, and then Coach Kunle continued. I'm just here to push us over the edge and push us into exactly where we want to be. And where you want to be is that at this halfway mark of the year, you don't want your year to finish the way that it has started. So we have gone 6 months, we've gone almost 6 months in 2026. But we want to stop at this point and begin to say, how do I make the ending part of the year even better than the beginning? How do I make the ending part of the year even better than the beginning? What do I need to do? And so how do we need to apply ourselves to begin to do that? So my session is going to be on the empowered employee knows what's next. The empowered employee always knows what's next. Let me ask you a question, and it will seem as if you would find that there are many intersections between what all the speakers are going to have spoken about, between the first 2 speakers and then myself this evening. You're going to find a lot of intersections, not because we compared notes, not because we sat down together, not because we sat down together to actually do this together, to write our notes together, but because this is the reality is that the truth is the same. The truth is the same. And if you want to become an empowered employee, there are just some things that you need to start doing immediately. Because there are many of us who are disempowered, who are so powerless. Pastor Suki said, PSO said in the first session, who are so disempowered, and we want to begin to change that. How do we begin to position ourselves in the place where we know what's next? And so I'll ask you a question. For you, do you know what's next for you in your place of employment? Can you say what's next for you? Can you determine that I know exactly what's next for me? In your life, I know exactly what's next for me. Because until we are in that place where we can tell, where we can say that I know what's next for me, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually find that we are empowered. We must begin to find ourselves in the place where we are empowered, we are equipped to know what's next. Know exactly. They say, with what my friend uses, with exactitude, what's next for me. That is the place of real empowerment. Not if my boss wants to, they can promote me. Not if something happens. If the quota reaches me, I can. So there are all those things which may be the reality of your workplace. But beyond that, in your life, can you say with exactitude that this is what comes next in my life? And this question, Pastor Suki asked it, but I want to ask you again. I want to ask you so that you can take a minute to think about it. If your employer called you tomorrow and said your role no longer exists, if they called you tomorrow and said your role no longer exists, what would you do? What would be the next course of action on Monday morning? Would you know what's next for you? I put it to you that many people, I dare say up to 90% of people, don't know what's next for them. Because as far as they are, as far as they know, and Pastor Suki mentioned it in the course of the session, he said, what will be, we'll take each day as it comes. And that is where we are getting it wrong. That's where we are getting it wrong. So if your employer called you tomorrow and said that, oh, we are so sorry, this role no longer exists, what would your next step be? Do you know what comes next for you? The reality is that many people have never answered that question. Not because they're not smart enough, but because they never really thought that it was a question that they needed to answer. So welcome to session 3 of Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. The empowered employee always knows what's next for them. So this Let's Upgrade Workshop is brought to you by the Advanced Lounge. The Advanced Lounge is a community of people who are learning and growing and becoming more valuable versions of themselves. Our vision is to help individuals to move forward purposefully in life. And our mission is to empower those individuals with the tools, the resources, and the support to enable them to think, to plan, and to take action. Coach Kule mentioned we're a support group for people who are learning and growing. You must belong to a system. Everybody. We're having a conversation with my friends yesterday, and we came to the conclusion that everybody, it doesn't matter who you are or what level you are, everybody needs guidance in their life. Everybody needs guidance in their life. We had Coach Kunle speak. We had PSO speak in the first session, and something stood out for me, and I'm going to just touch on it a little bit. PSO said that he got into paid employment and he gave himself 5 years. Coach Kunle came and said 18 years. But you see, it seems as if 5 years, 18 years, it seems that there is a difference. But there is an underlying truth that you must not lose sight of. The fact that both individuals had a plan. So what is your own plan? What is your own plan? We have built a community to enable us to be able to move forward with purpose. And that is the Advanced Lounge. It's a free community or online community that you can join where we are just learning. We are encouraging ourselves. We are growing. And we are just ensuring that everybody is moving forward with purpose. Our core values for the Advanced Lounge is fulfillment, accountability, commitment, and community. Community, we are very big on community. Fulfillment is that we pursue and embrace a sense of completeness on our journey of growth. Accountability is that we take personal responsibility to be subject to the systems and the programs that ensure our growth. Commitment is that we demonstrate and embrace that constancy and perseverance to the process that ensures our growth. And community, because we engage and foster a collaborative environment that encourages mutual support. These are the values that drive us, the core values that drive whatever we do in the Advanced Lounge. I'm going to skip this because we had my bio run and we heard a little bit about Coach Tracy. And so this is what the question I was asking you. If your employer called you tomorrow and said that your services are no longer needed, what would you do? I have been in a position to see people literally react to this. React because there was no plan. They never thought it would happen. And so many of us, even as you know, Coach Kule was speaking and said that as you are listening, you are trying to justify it in yourself. But you see, it will not work, because after you finish justifying it, the truth is that you have to face the reality that this is your reality. This is my reality. If my boss, if my employer tells me to go tomorrow, I'm in trouble. What is your reality? What is your reality? That has to be that's the first point of call. What is your reality? And we must be courageous enough. We must be courageous enough to face these realities head on. That this is it. This is it for me. There's nothing else. I'm done for. And this is the reality that most employees, whether you work for a person, you work for an individual, you work for the government, this is the reality of most employees, is that if they say go, wahala, kata don't burst everywhere, is that there will be panic and will always be reactive. So this is a question I want you to just allow it to settle. Allow yourself to think about this thing, because the reality, as I mentioned, that many people have never ever thought about this question. So truly, what is it for you? What will it be for you? What will your response or what will your reaction be like? And this is why we need to put ourselves in a place where we are equipped and empowered. We actually need to be equipped and empowered. So Pastor Suki also touched on this a little bit. Every one of us has an exit date. Every employee, if you work in any space where you're working for somebody, for an organization, for private organization, for government, whatever everybody, as long as you have an entry date, you have an exit date. As long as you have an entry date, you have an exit date. We're not trying to disrupt your comfort. We're not trying to create fear. I'm not here to make you afraid. Oh, this will just be putting fear inside somebody's body. Who said they will sack me? I'm not here to try to put fear in your body. I'm not here to try to make you to be afraid. I'm here to disrupt that assumption of comfort that you have. You are too relaxed in that place of comfort, and there are so many things going on around you. As at least, even if I don't speak, you could have heard from Coach Kunle's session that there is so much going around us that we are totally blind to. There is so much going around us that we are totally oblivious to, but not anymore. Please write in the comment section, not anymore. You must be awake. You heard him. We must wake up. See, this thing, nothing will change until you get up and decide that something must change. I don't know how you want to write in the comment section. Nothing will change until you get up and you decide that something must change. So every employee has an exit date. Do you know yours? Everybody has an exit date. As long as you had an entry date, you also have an exit date. You know your entry date. Do you know your exit date? Write in the comment section. Let me know if you know your exit date. You know your entry date. Do you know your exit date? The question is not if. There is no question on if it will happen. It will definitely happen. The only question is a question of when and how. So some exits are planned, but most are not planned. And now we're going to walk through the 4 ways that every employment journey ends. Every employment journey ends, and these are the 4 ways that it ends. Redundancy. The role disappears. I think I made a post on the Advanced Lounge Day, our online communities, and there were some jobs that people had in the 19 something. There are some jobs that they sound unbelievable. That could this have been jobs? And they were real jobs that people were paid for. Stuff like waker upper, knocker upper, or some people that will come and knock on your door before the invention of alarm clocks. The people that will come and knock on your window to wake people up to go to work. And then there are people that used to light street lamps on the streets. They used to manually go and light them. Those were jobs. But all of a sudden, for us now, in this age now, to even think of them as jobs, it's like, are you joking? Were those actually jobs? Because now we have technology that has made a lot of things easier. But then, even now, for the future. Very soon, a lot of our jobs are becoming redundant. And so this is one of the ways that a person can exit redundancy. That role will just disappear. And guess what? Many people don't even see it coming. The second way a person can exit a system is through retirement. This one means that your time has run out and that the clock finally decides that your time is up. And guess what? Like my mom joined the civil service, I think at 19 or 20. She had just finished secondary school. She joined the civil service. And so she did 35 years. I think she retired. I think, is it 55 or I can't remember. It was 56, something like that. My mom was, but on all accounts, still very, very young. But guess what? The time had run out. And so she had to leave. It doesn't matter whether she was feeling like, yes, I have so much to offer. She had to leave. The time had run out. The clock decided for her that she had to leave. And then there is another one where you choose to leave by resignation. But many times, and I've been in the system long enough to know that many people resign is not on their own terms. Have you ever heard of being advised to resign? Have you ever heard of that term? Let me see your comments in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about. You were advised to resign. You resigned, though. You resigned, but was it on your terms? Could you have said it was on your terms? But you have a resignation letter and you have an acceptance of your resignation, but was it on your terms? It's another way that people leave the system. This thing happened very recently. People were just called and said, "Oh, you have been advised. You can take it or you cannot take it, but you are advised to take it. It's better for you to take it, but it's your choice. You have to resign. You are put in that place where you resign, but is it really you know that it's not really your choice?" And then there is the fourth way of exit, which I called reinvention. That way is the way that you will build your way out intentionally. You are prepared and you are free. And that is the way that is the one that is determined by you. So these 4 ways that people can exit a system, all the other ones, it happens to you. Whether you become redundant, that happened to you, was not your choice. Retirement happens to you, it's not really your choice. Resignation, especially when you are told, you are advised to resign, happens to you. But guess what? Only one happens by you. Only one happens by you. And that is reinvention, where you build your way out. Please write in the comment section now, I will build my way out. This is the way. This is when Pastor Suki was talking about ownership and survival, being an owner or a survivor. This is it, where you have taken ownership. You accept the responsibility that if it is to be, because let me tell you, nobody will prepare you for your way out. You are the one that will do it. You are the one that will take the conscious decision. We make the conscious choice that I want to build my way out. Did you hear PSO speak? He was in an organization where he said that over 180 million Nigerians are scrambling to get into. He was working at the CBN. PSO was working at the CBN, a young man, and he told himself, I'm not going to be here beyond 5 years. What audacity? What guts? And true to it, by the end of the 4th year, he was out. Are you building your way out? We have said that this is not a call to irresponsibility or recklessness. We're not telling you that, tomorrow go and slap your boss and tell him. Coach Kule said, even if you do that, even God will be angry with you. But can you start to build your way out? Can you be intentional? Can you be prepared? Can you put yourself in the place where you are free to make that choice? I want to stay or I want to go. Can you be able to put yourself in that place? Because guess what? The empowered employee is the one who is working towards option 4. The empowered employee is the one who is working towards option 4. So, and again, this is not about being disloyal to your organization. I think Pastor Suki mentioned it. It's not about being irresponsible or being reckless. It is about being responsible to yourself. And he said it, and I wrote it down. Pastor Suki said it, and I wrote it down, that you can actually be the best employee and at the same time be building beyond it. They are not opposites. There are 2 realities that can coexist. And this is wisdom. Don't wait for an exit to happen to you ensure, make up your mind that my exit will happen by me. Please write in the comment section. We are making a commitment. We are learning. We are gaining knowledge. We are equipping ourselves. We are becoming empowered. But we are making a commitment that this thing, my exit, I will make it will happen by me. It will not happen to me. Do I have a witness in the comment section? My exit will happen by me. It will not happen to me. My exit will happen by me. I will build my way out. Awesome. I see you in the comment section. Amazing. We must make up our mind, because look, nobody's coming to do it for you. I know your employers love you, the organization loves you. I know. And your place where you are working is great. The people are great. It feels like family. Guess what? It will come to an end one day. And when that happens, what next? This is, if you don't take anything away from the hours you have spent in this workshop, this is what you must take away, that an end is imminent. It will not happen to me. It will happen by me. But if you see, that choice is one that you must make deliberately, but it's not just words spoken into the atmosphere. It is that you must back it up with action. You must back it up with action. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to it's not, there are 3 dimensions of the empowered employee. The empowered employee is somebody who operates across dimensions. So the person is one person. You are an individual and you are in this place, but you are operating across 3 dimensions. And we're going to look at those 3 dimensions in this next part of the session. The 3 dimensions that you, as an empowered employee, you must operate. If you must be called, or if you want to operate in that realm of being empowered. And I remember Coach Kule saying it, that there is a place that you will get to, that you are happy. And I think Pierce also mentioned it, that you are the most productive, the most effective version of yourself. Why? It is because as you are simultaneously applying yourself on the job, you are almost at this with the same energy, also building actively beyond it. And those 2 things must coexist. So you, as an empowered employee, the call is to be able to operate simultaneously across these different dimensions. Dimension 1, the present. You thrive where you are. The empowered employee thrives where they are. So they are not a loafer. The empowered employee is not a loafer. It's not just going about, just doing anyhow. People are complaining. You are not getting work done. You are doing things haphazardly. You are not committed to the job. You are just gallivanting. No, that's not the empowered employee. In the present, where they are now, where you are now, that job where you are, whether you are a school teacher, whether you are a bank manager, whether you are a high level, a C-suite executive, wherever you are, you thrive where you are. The empowered employee shows up with excellence. They lead, they deliver, they add value, because they understand that how you perform your job today directly impacts everything you are building for tomorrow. It was PSO who said in the first session that is an investment, that you must not see what you are doing now as, oh, they are suffering me, oh, they are bothering me. No. You are taking everything as a class. You are taking everything as lessons. You are grabbing all the knowledge on the job as you can, because you understand that beyond this place, you need this for tomorrow, and you are building beyond tomorrow. So the empowered employee, I said that they have one powerful identity, but they are operating simultaneously across 3 dimensions. They are showing up in the present as excellent, delivering value, leading from the front, leading with heart, being present, and they thrive where they are. Your job is not your enemy. Please write it in the comment section and mean what you're writing. My job is not my enemy. Wherever you are, you can be a caregiver somewhere in the diaspora. You can be whatever it is. I mean, just allow your mind to run wide, as high and as low, whatever. So far, you are somebody who is being paid. You work for an individual, work for a person, an organization, an agency, the government. Your job is not your enemy. Your job is not your enemy. Write it in the comment section and mean it. Your job is your first investor, and you must treat it as such. You must make up your mind that you see this. If you have been doing it half-heartedly, by the time you get back to work on Monday, let them know that you went somewhere. Let them know that you went somewhere where let people see the change in you, understanding that this place where I am, it must work. This thing I'm doing, this job I have, I must thrive in it. I will show up with excellence. I will put in my best, understanding that this job is an investment and I will treat it like one. The second dimension is that the empowered employee is prepared. They are always building. Please write in the comment section, I will build. I will tell you what you will build in a minute. I will build. You are building beyond where you are. You must not get carried away. Too many of us are carried away. Too many of us are carried away. It was yesterday at the weekly live webinar. The Thursday weekly live webinar. The Advanced Land holds free webinars every Thursday at 8 p.m. I host those webinars every Thursday at 8 p.m. It was in that webinar I was sharing about somebody who came into my office and he was telling me about how he had worked at an organization. He's a driver. He had worked at that organization for 15 years. 15 years he had worked at that place. And then all of a sudden, somewhere around 12th of December or so in 2023, he was given a letter for end of contract. Guess when the letter was dated? 2nd of December. That means they sacked him. They sacked him in retrospect. I don't know how to say it. And it scattered all he by his own words, with his own admission. He said, I got a stroke because I couldn't handle the shock. Many of us are putting ourselves, because of your inaction, you are not doing anything differently. You are hoping, but hope is not a strategy. Write in the comment section. Hope is not a strategy until you get up and you are doing something tangible to determine that my outcomes must change. That is the only time that you have started talking. So the empowered employee is always building. While they are performing excellently on their job, they are quietly and they are intentionally developing their skills, their network, their personal brand, their financial foundation. PSO spoke about it. Coach Kunle spoke about it. I will not rehash everything that was said. You are not waiting for the exit to arrive. Many of us are waiting for the exit to arrive. We are waiting. See how we say it. My uncle is a senator. I'm waiting for him to give me an... I just remembered one thing I watched. Like, before I digress, we are waiting for somebody to give us a card. We are waiting for somebody. Your father's uncle or brother was President Tinubu. You are waiting for him to give you an access. You are waiting for your local government chairman. Stop waiting for an exit to arrive. And let me even ask you: is that an exit? Is that an exit? You must build intentionally while you are performing excellently at this one that you have. Well, don't go and let it go. No. Don't go and be reckless with it. Go and show them how it's done and show up with excellence. Show up with heart and lead from the front. Do everything that you are supposed to do. But what else are you doing? You are quietly, you are intentionally building beyond it. Coach Kunle and PSO, they've spoken extensively. What are you doing with your time? You are building your network. You are building your personal brand. You are building your financial foundation. Kunle spent a lot of time speaking about that. Stop waiting for that exit to arrive. Start building it. The best time to build a roof is when the sun is still shining. Unfortunately, so many people are waiting. So many people wait until it's almost too late before they start scrambling. Say God forbid, but say me, I forbid it. So you will do something about it. The last dimension of the empowered employees that they are positioned. The empowered employee knows, they always know what's next. Can you imagine? Coach Kunle worked in the bank for 18 years, and all the while he was writing books. He was investing in property. He named I wrote it down, all the kinds of dividends, all the kind of interest, money that they are earning, earned income, all the income that they have, earned profit, interest income, dividend, rental, capital gains. He mentioned all of them. And all while he was in the bank. He didn't start it after he left the bank 2023. He left the bank 2023. So all these things, he didn't start them in 2023 when he left the bank. He started from way back while he was seated on his bank manager chair, while he was doing funds transfer, FT, while he was doing, how are you positioning yourself for tomorrow? The empowered employee, they know what's next. They have a plan. Do you have a plan? This plan is not a vague dream. It's an actual written, worked and thought through plan of what their lives look like beyond where they are. Do you have that? Do you have a plan? Is it actual? Is it written? Is it thought through? Is it walked through? Is it do you have a picture, a clear picture? Do you have a strategy for what you need to do that leads you to that picture of how your life looks like beyond where you are? The empowered employee knows their timeline. At least you heard from PSO and Coach Kunle. The former had 5 years. That was his plan. The latter had 18 years. That was his plan. But guess what? Whether 5 or 18, you get to determine. You can even determine whether it's 10. You can even determine whether it's 35. Nothing wrong with doing 35 years of service. But the most important question that an empowered employee must answer is, after this, then what? Write in the comment section. After this, what is the next line of action for you? What is the next step for you? After this, then what? The empowered employee is never caught off guard because they never stop preparing. They never stop preparing. One of my team members got sacked some time back, and it was a normal work day. The sun was shining just the way it normally shines. The clients were coming just the way they normally come. Everything was normal. But at the end of that day, she got a letter saying she had been terminated. If that were to happen, and don't say God forbid, don't say it's not my portion. If it's not your portion, whose portion is it? It's not your portion, it's not my portion. Who is it now going to happen to? Whoever portion it is, it's irrelevant. But for you, what are you doing tangibly that will ensure that it really, really is not your portion? Because the empowered employee never stops preparing. They are never caught off guard because they never ever stop preparing. They never ever stop preparing. Are you an empowered employee? And even if you're not an empowered employee today, I think the call to us is clear, that we cannot continue to do the same things. There's something has to change. Something has to change. This is my own personal burden. Something has to change. We cannot continue like this. And it doesn't matter at whatever level you are working. I remember somebody was mentioning to me in an organization, they gave them, and a very elite organization in this country, they gave them, a voluntary retirement package. And many people, upon how juicy the voluntary retirement package was, they couldn't take it. And why couldn't they take it? They were not prepared. They never prepared. And these are people that, of course, everybody knows that you have an entry date. If you calculate 35 years, you know your exit date. If you don't know it, you know it now. You can calculate 35 years. So these are people that know their exit date. And they are offering them something and say, okay, go ahead of time. Don't worry, we'll give you a package. And they couldn't take it. Why? Not because the package was not big enough. They were not prepared. So the empowered employee is one who is prepared. The empowered employee is one who is prepared. Are you an empowered employee? Please answer in the comment section. Are you an empowered employee? Awesome. I'm just seeing something that Sarah shared. I'm going to project that. Sarah shared in the comment section. She said June 3rd, 2024, a financial institution license was revoked, and we, the workers, only got to know on that day. This is somebody's. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing. This is somebody's lived experience. We all know the financial institution she's talking about. And this is something that is possible. I mean, it has happened, so we know it's possible. So if something like that were to happen to you, what next? Are you an empowered employee? It is now that we will start preparing and start building. It is not until something on an evil cloud gathers, like in Nigerian movies. Forgive my reference of that. It is not until an evil cloud gathers. Now is the time. Please let me write in the comment section. Now is the time. Now is the time. That's why I wish that every employee could have been in these sessions so that we can gather together and tell ourselves some of these hard truths. They are hard, but we need to confront them. We need to confront them so that we can do better. We need to do better so that we can have better outcomes. And this is why this is critical. And if you want to be an empowered employee, there are a few things that you must be doing immediately. There are 3 things that you must be building immediately, right now. Please let me write in the comment section, right now. If you are going to be an empowered employee, Every employee must begin to build right now. These are 3 assets that will outlast any job title. There are 3 assets that will outlast any job type and any job title that you have. And it can be from the highest to the lowest. You can be a cleaner listening to me, and this is applicable to you. You can be the MD of an organization listening to me, and this is applicable to you. There are 3 assets that an employee or one who desires to be empowered must be building right now, and you need to take this down. First of all, build your expertise. Build your expertise. There is something that you are good at. There you have your strengths. There is something that, don't take it out. And don't it, this is not only your expertise is not only needed on your job. It's needed on your job, yes. But remember, we are empowered employees who are building beyond that job. So where else? What else can you build? How are you developing that expertise? Because that is your most portable asset. You know, when you are potting, you carry everything that belongs to you, right? So this is your most portable asset, your expertise. Your most portable asset. No organization can take it from you. When they let you go, no organization can take it away from you. So you must treat it as one of the things that you have to hold on to. Your skill set, your expertise, your skill set and your expertise. What you must be actively developing the expertise, because anytime anything happens, this one you carry it with you. Nobody is going to carry it away from you. And this is where Coach Kunle was talking about investing in knowledge. Investing in knowledge. These are people that I think besides my husband buys lots of books. I think most of us buy books at the point where I'll be like, what is this man doing? I think beyond my husband, the other people that I've seen that buy books like there's something that like the world is going to end is Coach Kunle and his wife. They buy books. I've seen Coach Wendy buy one book. I don't know whether she said 100,000. One book, 100,000. There are people that are investing, and you will see. No wonder you see these people and you just see that there's something about them. People are investing in themselves. Don't think everybody is like you. You heard Coach Kunle. He told you, say, I'm not like you. I stopped paying Abuja rent in 2013. I listen. I hope you were listening. Me, I don't come to this thing like, oh, I've been there, I've done that. I come to these sessions. We convened this workshop. These are my notes. All the speakers that were speaking, I was writing. I will go back and review my notes and begin to take action. I'm not like you too. So you too, go and find your space. Go and find your space. The empowered employee is a perpetual student. Many of us, we disdain knowledge. We disdain knowledge. You say, oh, what are they saying? Those motivational speakers on Instagram. If those motivational speakers on Instagram, if they have something that is useful to you, would you open your ear and listen to it? We disdain knowledge. And one of the clear attributes of an empowered employee is that they're a perpetual student. They are always sharpening. They are always expanding. They are always staying one step ahead of irrelevance. You won't find them irrelevant. There is no way. There is no way you won't find them irrelevant. You heard Coach Ule say when he resigned, he said he retired. I heard him. He said, when I retired, Lagos called, Abuja called, everybody was calling. Are you ill? Are you sick? Is it because people could not imagine it. People could not imagine it because people don't live. That is the narrative that we are trying to change. Why? We should be able, if you are staying because I want to stay, not because I have to stay. Can we get to that place? If you are staying, it's because I want to stay, and that is fine. As you've heard us say, we are not trying to say paid employment is rubbish or is evil or is a scam. No. If you want to stay, how about you take yourself to the place where you have the choice to say, oh, I want to stay, so I'm staying. Or I want to go, so I go. As in the case of Coach Kule, he decided that he wanted to go, and that was how he was able to go. Not because he was doing bad. Nobody pushed him out. He was relevant. He was excellent. So ask yourself today, how is your life changed in the past 1 year? Excuse me. How has your life changed the past 1 year? And what will you know from a year from now? How will your life be different a year from now? So sit down and just ask yourself, in the past 1 year, how has my life materially changed? And 1 year from now, How will my life materially change? And this is why Coach Kule spoke so much about this, but I'm going to say it too. We are doing the exit strategy program for employees. Exit strategy. It's not that you are going to go and give in your resignation. You are building a personal strategy, and you are doing it over 1 year. To me, giving 1 year of your time is one way to say that you can beat your chest and say, yes, in the next 1 year, my life would have materially changed. So take advantage of the exit strategy program for employees. It's created for you so that you can get in, and then you begin to build intentionally and deliberately the kind of outcome that you want to see in your life in the future. So the first thing that an empowered employee must build actively is that you must build your expertise. And it's not tomorrow. It's not next tomorrow. Many of us, Coach Hule said you are lazy. Me, I will add, I said, and you are wasting time. And when I say you are wasting time, I know all about it. I said I've worked in the corporate for close to 20 years. I know what I'm talking about. If you've heard me speak before, it is part of my story. I can't believe I used to do that, but yes, yours truly, I used to do it. I spent a lot of time watching Netflix. Guess what? I would spend all my evenings, I would spend all my weekends, my public holidays. I'll say, oh, my job is so stressful. I just want to relax. So I relax on top of Netflix. I spent hours. Hey, my data. Hey, I spent hours of my life. Oh, my life. Oh, my time is life. I spent my life watching Netflix. So Coach Kule said you are lazy. I will add that you are wasting time. And we always don't look at time as, oh, time on the clock. Yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday. Always look at time as life. You are wasting life. So can you stop? Please, can you stop wasting time? Get to work now. Write in the comment section. Write your name and say, Tracy, write your own name. Get to work now. Now is the time. Now is the time. Many employees will not do what they are required until it's too late. Then the next thing you must build is your equity. 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 Equity is everything that you have that has value independent of your employer. Everything that you are building that has value independent of your employer. So here I will stop to ask you, what are you building? So you can be building your savings, your investments, your intellectual property. You can be building your personal brand. It was Coach Kule that said your salary is not wealth. Your salary takes care of your bills. Your investment, they build your wealth for you. Your salary is not wealth. That is your raw material. But you must build your equity. First thing we say, you must build your expertise. Then you must build your equity. And this one is one that many people will ignore until it's too late. Many times we always have, oh, there's something pressing. There's something pressing. And PSO also addressed this in the first session. You know, times are hard. It's true. Inflation is moving faster than our wages. It's true. But see, if you don't do something differently, it's going to get worse in the future. Remember, when Coach Kule said we were paying rent in 2013 and we told ourselves that this Abuja rent is too much. How much was the rent they were paying? And how much are we paying now? I went somewhere in Life Camp. It was inside this. I went for naming yesterday. It was inside Life Camp. And they were telling me that a 3-bed in that place is 5 million naira. I said, what? And so that was then. And it's not going to change. If anything, it's going to get worse. So tell me, if we are struggling now, and the reality is that if nothing changes, it's going to get worse, then how are we going to cope tomorrow? We must do something different now. So build your equity. Build your equity. The empowered employee uses the season of their employment to build equity, to build their equity. Stop spending everything. I made mention of a time where I was aware that, all this loan against salary, people always take them to augment. We call it augmenting. You augment against the next salary, and by the time the next salary comes, they would have taken that one. Then you need to take another one, and all of it a sudden that was suspended, and it was like everybody went haywire. How can they suspend it? How can we are living? Many people are living. We are even eating some of the pay slip even before it is in our hand. Stop spending entirely and start investing a portion. They've spoken to us about that. So you must build your expertise, you must build your equity, and last but not the least, you must build your exit strategy. Please write in the comment section, I must build my exit strategy. You must build it is a requirement. You must build your exit strategy. You will not be there forever. You will not be there forever. Even if you spend 35 years, 35 years will still come. When you are going, after you have to go, then what? I have so many stories I can tell you of people who retired at 35, and after 1 or 2 short years, they were to zero. People that retired at very high levels, director or very high levels, that should have nothing to do with living in poverty, everything down in a few short years. So you must be intentional about building your exit strategy. This is a plan. What is your plan? What is your plan? What is the timeline? What is your plan? What is the timeline? This exit strategy is a plan. It's not a daydream. It's a strategy. Do you know how people build strategies? I know you are working in a structured environment. Do you know people have 3 years, 5 years strategic plan, 10 years long-term strategic plan? What is your organization has it? Go and find out if you don't know. The organization where you work, they have a 3-year strategic plan, 5-year strategic plan, 10 years. You don't have a plan. You don't have a plan. So how do you expect to come up on top? How do you expect to come up on top? You don't have a plan. So you must be intentional. You must be intentional to build yourself a plan. A plan is not a daydream. A plan is a strategy. A clear and intentional written roadmap for what your life will look like beyond where you are now. It is clear, it is intentional, and is written. It is a roadmap. What does a roadmap mean? It shows you the road that you follow, how you will navigate and arrive exactly at where you want to. And then the deliberate steps that you need to take today so that you can get to that place. You need to build an exit strategy. Do you have an exit strategy? Please answer in the comment section. What is your exit strategy? What is your exit strategy? Do you have an exit strategy? What is your exit strategy? Your exit strategy must answer at least 4 questions. It must answer at least 4 questions. Where am I going? So this is your life now. After all is said and done, after all the kitty kata kata, after everything, where is your life going? Where is it that you would arrive at and you will say that, oh, I'm exactly where I need to be? Where would you have arrived at that you can confidently and boldly say, I have arrived at exactly where I need to be? Where is that place? And after you've asked yourself, where am I going? Then you need to ask the next question, well, when do I get there? What's your timeline? Where are you going? When do you get there? What's your timeline? You heard Pastor Suki, 5 years. You heard Coach Kunle, 18 years. Whether 5 or 18, yours could be 10. Yours could be 7. Yours could be 20 or 35. Whatever it is, you decide when is it that you're getting there. And then what do you need to build between now and then? What do you need to be doing? And what is your very next step? And these things are something that, of course, you heard Coach Kunle, we are speaking for just 40-45 minutes each. And these are things that we cannot go into in depth. But these are the things that we are dealing with. We are going to take a full year, 12 months. And it is not by accident. It is that anybody that is getting into that program, you are committed to ensure you have determined, you have told yourself that my life cannot be the same. And you are ready to put in the work that your life requires. Because look at this, we are going to go through this process in the next 12 months, starting July 20th. So you want to register for the exit strategy program for employee, because every empowered employee needs an exit strategy, not because you hate your job. Get this, but because you love your future. Not because you hate your job, but because you love your future. So which one is it? Don't you love your future? So do you love your future? How are you preparing for that future that you love? Do you love your life? Do you love your future? How are you preparing for it? These are very important things that we must consider, because for us to put ourselves in the places of power, for us not to be disempowered. Many people are just going about, you are defeated already, shoulders down, head bowed, like, oh, there's nothing again. No, these people, if they like, they should just be doing us anyhow. We are just going around. We're already defeated. No, after this workshop, after this event, you are going back equipped. You are going back already inspired, and you are going back with the knowledge to be able to begin to execute on how do I become how do I take back my power? Because we need to take back our power. We do need to take back our power. Your exit is coming. Write in the comment section, my exit is coming. My exit is coming. Here is your responsibility. You must make it on your own term. We started from the place where an employee has 4 exit routes, whether you are redundant, whether you retire, or whether you resign, advise to resign, or you decide that you are going to reinvent yourself and build for your future deliberately. Your exit is coming. The charge to you is that you must make it on your own terms. Whatever the exit time is, make your exit on your own terms. Can we do that? Can you decide that whatever time it is, and decide that, this is the timeline, and I'm going to exit on my own terms. And let us begin to build that plan, that strategy, and infuse in it everything that we need to be doing to ensure that we make that exit timeline a reality. The world is changing. It's changing so much. There are so many things that, having stayed in an industry for 20 years, I can tell you that there are so many changes. Organizations themselves are restructuring. We are seeing some things that we thought were nearly impossible a few years ago. Organizations are restructuring. Industries are being heavily disrupted. Technology is replacing roles. Job security is not what it I know many of us got into our employment. We're talking about, there's job security there. And that job security, I think it was yesterday at the webinar, I was saying that job security has somehow moved into job dependency. We are now dependent. Your whole life is dependent. That's not secure. Security breeds confidence. But because we are dependent, many of us, our actions are fear-based. Can you put yourself in the place where whatever action you're taking, it's not fear-based, but it's from a place of deep conviction, from an audacity that comes from confidence, and from putting yourself firmly in the place of control? You must move from the place of just mere conviction to decision, and make that decision. You see, I was that person. I tried to share my story a little bit. I was that person that I was doing good enough. And I'm going to share this analogy. I saw it somewhere and it made a lot of sense to me. You see, you can see that, maybe draw a straight line and then start from 1, then the middle is 5, and then the end is 10, right? So there's a straight line. Just walk with me. A straight line. The first is 1. The middle of that line is 5. The end is 10. So 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest, 5 is the middle. Many of us are playing at 7. See, we are not bad. We are not even average, but we are not operating at our best, at your highest level. So I was that person. I was a solid 7. So anybody looking at me outside saw that, Tracy is doing great. Tracy is moving up in her career. She's moving up the ladder. Tracy has this cover. Tracy is doing great. Tracy has a car. Tracy, her children are doing okay. They're going to school. Tracy is this. Tracy is that. And I was in that place and I said that I'm not showing up as my best self. This cannot be all. I told myself that this cannot be all. And I was telling myself that my life was in a circle, and that was it. Go to work, come back home, and then go to bed, and then go to work, and then that was it. And I remember I was so I was not okay. I kept saying that, is this all? Is this all? But the more I look, I was like, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I'm in a job where I barely have time, but I had time to watch Netflix. But I'll tell myself that my job is so stressful that I don't have time. What will I do? And it just felt like nothing. I cannot do anything. But then there was a day that I became, I can't even remember the particular day, but I just became very dissatisfied. And I told myself that something has to change. And that was when I became intentional. I became intentional because something shifted. And I'm hoping that in this workshop, this day, this June 12th, 2026, that this is the day that something will shift for you. That all of a sudden you will begin to see what is possible. Not because you will see that everything that you actually needed is right inside of you. And in the exit strategy program for employees, we're not going to be manufacturing somewhere. That is why we are telling you off the bat that it is your timeline. It is your own exit strategy. It is your own exit framework. You are the one that will draw the blueprint. You will receive the guidance and we will do it precept upon precept, line upon line, and we begin to execute on it. And this is something that I wish somebody had told me earlier. So I wish somebody had told me when I was 5 years. I wish somebody had told me when I was 10. I wish somebody had told me earlier. But we cannot continue to say, I wish I had done earlier. There is a saying that said the best time to have planted a tree was yesterday. The next best time is right now. So I'm not here to frighten you. I'm standing here because I really wish somebody had told me this, that I'm telling to you. Somebody had told me earlier. And I'm telling you now that you still have time to do something about it. You still have time to do something about it. And I want you to become the empowered employee who is one powerful entity, but who is operating across dimensions, as we have mentioned, as we have unpacked in the course of this class. And so before I leave you this evening, I want you to answer that question again. If your job ended tomorrow, what would you do on Monday? And if you don't have a clear answer to that, you are not in crisis. Don't begin to run helter skelter. No, it is not. You are not. This is not crisis mode. This is an invitation for you that you have to do something about it. And this is why we are inviting you. This is why I'm inviting you to join the exit strategy program for employees. That program starts on July the 20th, and as we mentioned earlier, you get to lock in your spot with 20,000. That is payable immediately, and then you can structure the other payment over the next couple of weeks until the course starts, until the program starts on July the 20th. This is 12 months of structured group coaching, and it is built around your own individual timeline and your own goals, and it's designed to help you to build beyond where you are on your own terms. It is designed to help you to build for beyond where you are on your own terms. We have dropped the details in the comments. Please take advantage of that, and let's build together the future of our dreams. The year is not yet over. This is the halfway point. There's still a lot that can happen. 6 months is a long time, even in the hands of God. I'm a Christian, so I always refer to what the Bible says. The Bible talks about a day being years being like a day in the hands of God. So there is nothing that is impossible. But the reality is that you cannot just continue to do the same things and expect that God will just come and just, no. The future that you're looking for requires, yes, mark the use of the word, will require a different version of you. It requires the one who thinks, the one who plans, and the one who acts with intention. You came here today because I know when you saw the Let's Upgrade workshop, you came here because you knew that there was something that there's something more for you. You came because it resonated with you that there is something more for you. So I want you to leave here today understanding that indeed that there is more, but with the courage to go after it. Please don't let this workshop be just one of those things that you attended online and went back home. No, let it be something that that you are able to say that something changed inside of me on June the 12th, 2026, something changed. And I'm here to remind you that you are made for more and that I'm rooting for you always. I'm rooting for you. This is my burden. My constituency is the people that are in a 9 to 5, and my heart beats for you. And I hope that this is the time that you are able to take action. Take action. I always say that the result will follow your action. Result will follow your action. Thank you so much for being in the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. All of you were a dream come true. I dreamed you, I prayed you, and you were here, and it has been amazing. We have come to the end of the third session of the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. If you registered for the program, some of you didn't register, you got here, that's fine. If you registered for the program, we have wonderful news coming for you. You will get in touch with you. We have some wonderful news coming for you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026 is a wrap. Woo! Yes. It has been an amazing time. You guys have been so amazing. I mean, I don't need anybody to convince me that you guys are truly hungry for a change, because the workshop opened at 2 p.m. on the dot, and it's 5:21 now, and we are still here. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. You made this out. There have been weeks of planning, and so much has gone into bringing this thing to a reality. But I can tell you that I stand here a fulfilled person. Thank you so much for being a part of this year's edition. Until next year again, before we come your way in the Let's Upgrade Workshop, that will be 2027. But thank you for being an amazing part of this edition of the Let's Upgrade Workshop. I want to say a big thank you to all the speakers who have been here. Adesu Komi Okupe was here as he took us through the first session. Coach Kunle Olugo came here and he completely burnt all our feathers, but we were glad as he took us through the second session. And of course, the third session helped us to put it all in a wrap and to be able to say, this is exactly what I need to do. I look forward to seeing you in the Exit Strategy Program for Employees. That program was deliberately built and designed for you. So I look forward to you taking advantage of it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in the Let's Upgrade Workshop 2026. Thank you for staying from the beginning to right until now. God bless you endlessly, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Please register for the Exit Strategy Program for Employees, and if you're not yet a part of our online communities, those communities are free on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, right here on YouTube. If you've not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every day we put out engaging and enriching content that you find very, very useful to your growth journey. So please click the subscription button and subscribe to the channel, and you'll find us on TikTok as well. And then every Thursday at 8 p.m. we host the Advanced Lounge weekly live webinars. Those are our strategic weekly tonic for ensuring that we are equipping ourselves for our journey of growth and transformation. That holds every Thursday at 8 p.m. And I look forward to receiving you into the Exit Strategy Program for Employees. That will kick off on July the 20th, 2026, as we go a full year in investing in creating an exit strategy for creating and executing on an exit strategy. Thank you so much. Until Let's Upgrade Workshop 2027 will come your way. I want to say thank you and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everybody.
New opportunities. Every year brings new challenges, and every year one question remains: how do we position ourselves for better outcomes? That question gave birth to the Let's Upgrade Workshop. Since 2024, the Advanced Lounge has created a space where growth-minded people pause at the halfway point of the year to review, reset, and prepare for a stronger second half. The response? Remarkable. In 2025, we raised the bar with the theme, winning big with the new rules because the world was shifting fast. Industries were changing, career paths were evolving, old playbooks were failing, winning required new thinking, new strategies, and a new version of ourselves. And now we arrive at 2026 with perhaps the most powerful theme yet, the empowered employee. Because today's employee need more than a paycheck. They need clarity, relevance, adaptability, options, and above all, the confidence to take ownership of their future. The empowered employee knows that true security isn't found in a job title. It's found in the ability to create value, solve problems, learn new skills, and seize new opportunities. This year's workshop will help you future-proof your career, increase your marketplace value, build beyond the present, and take real steps towards greater freedom, purpose, and control. We've assembled seasoned professionals, expert coaches, and accomplished leaders, bringing practical insights and proven strategies you can apply immediately. Because this workshop has never been about motivation alone, it is about transformation. The year is not over. Your best chapters may still lie ahead, but they will require a different level of preparation and action. So whether all he ever wanted to do was to teach, to mentor, to shape minds, to impact the next generation. Even now, whenever he worked with teenagers and young people at church, he felt alive. This is what he was born to do. The plan was simple: finish university, become a lecturer, preferably at his alma mater. He graduated with a first-class degree. Everything seemed to be falling into place. The future looked clear. The dream was alive. But sometimes, life doesn't destroy our dreams immediately. Sometimes, it simply delays them. Let me ask you this. What dream have you put on hold just because life got in the way? These are some of the questions that we'll be answering at the Exit Strategy Program for Employees. Register now. Details are in the caption.